knows these sports on, and we can get this shit popping.
Yo, what's good, Fred?
Hey, how you feel, King?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Oh man, he knows his sports is on. We gonna let people pile in. But how was your day?
Oh, day is good, man. It was productive. I was at work, popping out some videos. Just doing my thing up here in Alaska.
Oh, okay. How's summers in Alaska?
Summers in Alaska would be, I say, 40s, 50s. But
40s and 50s is what, like 110 out here?
Yeah, 40s and 50s. Yeah, between 40 and 50s. But I think like 2 months ago we went as high as about 75, and everybody was going crazy.
Wait a minute, 75 degrees Celsius? No. No. I'm sorry. I'm thinking, why is my dumb ass thinking you in a different country? That's how much I know about Alaska. All I know is Sarah Palin and Fairbanks. Oh my God, that is the funniest shit ever, dog.
They in Alaska now. They're in the bush. They're in the bush area. They're in the bush area of Alaska.
That is,
but it's Fahrenheit. It is United States, but I always get that all the time. Like, what are you doing in Alaska, man? It's like the forgotten place.
Right. Hey, put in the comment section if you can hear He Knows Sports. He knows the sports, excuse me.
Yeah, let me check.
Say something he knows.
Okay, you want me to say something real quick?
Yeah.
Mic check.
Oh, they can't hear him. Damn. Oh, yes. No, can you hear him on the phone? Because y'all know I'm not an expert. Say something he knows in sports.
What's up?
Can y'all hear him?
Okay, yeah, they said they can hear me.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get it in.
All right. First, let's talk about the big announcement this morning about Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz here. I mean, not here, but in Saudi Arabia. What was your reactions to that?
My reaction to that was, wow, Saudi Arabia. Because the last thing they were talking about was going to Mexico. So I was thinking, Viva Mexico. Like Andy Ruiz is gonna have his thing in Mexico. But then next thing you know, I was like, oh, that sounds like Eddie Hearn written all over it. Smelled like Eddie Hearn because last year in December for the Caleb Smith fight, they had a fight in Saudi Arabia. It wasn't at that location, but that just smelled like Matchroom Sports to be written all over it.
Yeah, when it first reacted, I just reacted like everyone else because it was just my initial hit. And then after I did my video and started analyzing shit and started putting 2 and 2 together, I was like, this shit is not real. In my humble opinion, I don't think it's real. I think he and two, I think he just sold the fight to the highest bidder. Don't care what happens, what it looks like, who wins, who loses. It is the biggest fight in boxing this year. And I think that he just went with the cash. He has no regards for Anthony Joshua, in my humble opinion. He's just all about the cash. You know what I mean?
Well, he made that very clear, because he said basically not too long ago after the Andy Ruiz fight that Anthony Joshua doesn't sign anything. I'm the one that signs everything. So basically, him and his father, Barry Hearn, I mean, you heard when Barry Hearn he had that slippage of the mouth. They're running a slave trading operation over there.
Wow.
So Anthony Joshua is just a workhorse for them to work out and basically fight year in and year out. And mind you, prior to the Andy Ruiz fight, he hasn't had a break. He's been fighting every year. You know how fighters will normally miss a year and then they'll recharge their batteries or they'll be off for about 6 months. He didn't even have that.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's Hey, shout out to people in the comments as a champ side. Who else said what up? Someone called me OG. Oh, champ side called me OG. Hey, keep on putting your link to your channel in the comment section too, like every couple minutes and shit too, so people can go to it.
Okay.
But
cool. I'll do that.
I think that this is just a complete farce because a fight of this magnitude. One, my phone always rings when fights are announced from people in boxing too, from a lot of fighters, a lot of promoters, like to ask me what I think about it, and maybe they'll even call me and say, "Hey, Fred, I might be on the undercard. Just so you know, I have a fighter that's going to be on the undercard of this fight, so the information is real." I got none of that today. I got no calls. The only people I got was people from the LDBC. That's it. All my brothers in the LDBC. That's the only calls I got today. And so I'm sitting there thinking like, you know, I was like, it doesn't sound realistic. Put the link in there too. Put the link in there. He knows the sports. Put the link so people know. And I'm just waiting to watch all these cards fall because the zone is already in my humble opinion dire straits. The Indians are killing off all the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Like Canelo is doing what he wants to do. It seemed like Oscar and Eddie Hearn truly don't have the power that they claim that they possess. You know what I mean? So I just excited about next week. Probably gonna get 2 days off because it's Saturday and Sunday. But I'm genuinely excited for what happens next week.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy because even Andy Ruiz Jr. himself was like kind of like shocked. Like, okay, we doing this in Saudi Arabia? That don't make no sense. I just think it's Eddie Hearn's way of just leveraging the situation and giving his fighter as much advantage as possible. But Andy Ruiz Jr. is not doing himself any service because, like he looked like he got bigger, and he's already a big boy. So I don't know what he's doing in terms of preparation, and gearing himself up because this could end up being a one hit wonder situation for him, or it could be a situation where he could actually beat, Anthony Joshua. Because I don't know, I'm not of conventional thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always thinking outside of the box, and I'm thinking that Anthony Joshua is going to win the fight for twofold reasons. The first reason was just from a boxing standpoint was looking at Andy Ruiz and looking at Anthony Joshua was like the tails reversed. One guy now went from AJ Devo to AJ Humble, and then the other guy turned around and, he's just partying it up behind mansions, being on Jimmy Kimmel Live, having Snickers endorsements. And I don't have an issue with somebody making their money and doing their thing, but it's just the fact that, it's a lot for a guy that came from basically humble beginnings. So I just feel like it's a train wreck waiting to happen. And then the biggest thing is, when the fight actually does take place, now it's like Eddie Hearn is basically telling, the Ruiz crew, this is how we're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And this is where the location is going to be. First, it was supposed to be back in, New York where he lost the fight. And then all of a sudden they scrapped that. Then they talked about something about Wales. Then they scrapped that, and then now they're talking about Saudi Arabia. That don't make no sense to me.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, the bigger picture. I just feel like Anthony Joshua is in a vantage point, basically.
Nah, and you could be right because how can you go from? I knew Mexico wasn't in play. That literally made no sense to me in terms of him wanting Anthony Joshua to get his belts back. That didn't make sense to me at all. Why would you go to Mexico and give him the greatest advantage possible, but Saudi Arabia seems so far-fetched because so many times in boxing we've heard of Saudi Arabia wanting to put on fights but not being able to put up the money, and now that they say they got $100 million, I'm like, it sounds too good to be true, because if he could have got $100 million today, why couldn't he get it yesterday? Like like he had Amir Khan, Kell Brook probably could. I mean, I know it's a big fight in the UK, but you could have took that fight over there. You could have taken Anthony Joshua over there against anybody per se, So I genuinely don't believe that this is real. I I think is a fraud. But let's assume that this fight is real. First, let me say what's up. What up, Drew Titan? 40 for 40, baby. Cash G, what up? DeAndre C, what up? Cutthroat Sports, what's up? What's up, y'all, man? Oh man, Batman Boxing Talk, what it do, man? And I appreciate y'all spending y'all Friday night with us, man. I know y'all got 10 million options. Y'all motherfuckers on your smartphone, on your laptop, you know what I mean, kicking it with a few kings. So we genuinely appreciate you guys. But let's assume that this fight is real. How does it play out?
If the fight is real, I got Anthony Joshua winning by late stoppage. Because he's a slow starter.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm going to explain why. He's a slow starter. And in that first fight, folks forget, man, right before Andy Ruiz Jr. had a couple of those knockdowns, Anthony Joshua had that first flash knockdown that rattled him. But the thing is, he didn't capitalize on it because I've been saying for the longest, he is way too heavy. I mean, the man is walking around anywhere between 240, 250 fight night. That's ridiculous. That's bodybuilder weight right there. Like when he was, you know what I'm saying, in his best, he was like high 220s, low 230s. So he needs to cut about 20, 25 pounds. If he can do that, he'll be in enough shape and he'll have enough stamina for him to endure in that fight. Because Andy Ruiz has fast hands. So I feel like with those fast hands, he's not going to be able to overwhelm it with his work rate. It's going to be what it's going to be. So the question is now, are you going to be able to basically last? Because we haven't really seen Andy Ruiz put in situations where he's been like pressured. Because even in that Joseph Parker fight, you know, that was a trading fight. They were going back and forth, but Andy Ruiz was getting the best of him. I want to see a fight where the fight is being taken to Andy Ruiz. And I feel like Anthony Joshua has not that commitment power like Deontay Wilder, but he has that fast twitching type of power. And if he can go to that and stick to his ones and twos, he should win the fight and use his reach.
Cash G said in the comment section, it won't help his chin though. hey, but you know what I think too about this fight? It's going to be a war of attrition. So we're going to assume that the fight is happening December 7th in Saudi Arabia, right? So we can just have a conversation about it. I think it's going to be a level of uncomfortability for both camps, between the food, time zones, the actual culture, knowing that I don't know, but I'm just guesstimating, knowing that you can't commit a crime, knowing that you really got to stay confined and be like the utmost perfect human being. You have no control of your family. You got to hope and pray that they stay civil. Your camp, I don't know what the weather's like out there, but Saudi Arabia feels like it's said in a dune. So I'm gonna assume that it's like similar to like Vegas, like driving. I'm not sure if you've ever driven to Vegas, but driving to Vegas in the summertime, it can get like 115, between 110 and 120, like literally driving through that desert. And so
dry heat or like humidity?
Dry heat, no humidity, none, no water in there, literally. And with all that being said, they say muscle weighs more than fat, right? And so with that being said, I genuinely believe, because Anthony Joshua has a history of getting fatigued, and I saw him go 12 rounds in a foreign country against Joseph Parker. I believe that was in New Zealand, correct? I think that I think Anthony Joshua will fatigue far quicker than Andy Ruiz. And you combine that with his hand speed and as black fight fans say, his lack of coil, like his inability to bring his hands back and shoot his work. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to play a huge factor into it.
That's not if he's on testosterone, because remember, you know, that whole debacle with Utah. we gotta amp this up a little bit, because Dillian White, how all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, he tested positive multiple times and then he passed. You know, it's just that whole Utah thing is really suspect. I see why they did Saudi Arabia, so that they could bypass all of these protocols here in the United States. That's what makes sense to me. That's why I think AJ gonna be on the juice. He gonna be roided up for that fight.
Oh,
I'm
super
sorry to say
roided
that.
up. Super roided up.
Mhm.
It's no doubt. Shout out to the we got our first super chat. New Fat Boy Fitness, 40 for 40. What it do? Salute, King. Stay on their necks. I promise. I promise. I'm from that Big Apple too. I promise, big dog. I promise. I promise I will, man. I'm from bricks, not the bricks, but I'm from the bricks, from the bottom. So yeah, I promise. Appreciate you, New Fat Boy Fitness, man. Keep on tagging me too, man. Shout out Mr. J Dub 2020 Tex from Texas. From Texas, right, Mr. J Dub? Appreciate you, King. Thank you, man. I genuinely appreciate the love, man. And but you mentioned the juice. I have no doubt. I have no doubt, dog, that Anthony Joshua is gonna be on the juice, man. None whatsoever, man. And with that being said, how do you if you're Andy Ruiz, how do you offset being on the juice? Because because if he gets on the juice, he's gonna get caught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
hey, keep talking. I gotta get my computer charger, but keep talking. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is it's gonna be tough with Andy Ruiz because Andy Ruiz, I don't know how to put this, but he can't take nothing. If he takes something, they gonna out him in the fight. Basically, he's just gonna have to use his fast hand to his advantage. I mean, for every 2-3 punches that Anthony Joshua was throwing, Andy Ruiz was throwing about 8 to 10 punches. So my take on it is just keep using your hands and keep doing what you did in the first fight. Don't change it up. Come in there with the same weight, and then just come to bang, and just basically have that Aztec warrior thing about you. That's really what he's gonna have to do because there's really nothing else he can do in that fight. Anthony Joshua is going to be on some stuff, man. He's probably this time around gonna have an actual what we call green night chin, man. He's gonna be able to eat up some of Andy Ruiz's punches, man, and you're gonna be like, what? How all of a sudden he went from a glass chin to a green night chin overnight in one fight? That's what we're gonna see. I think it's just gonna be crazy.
And speaking of steroid, real quick, do you think Manny Pacquiao was on steroids?
Yeah, I think he was because there was no VADA.
There was no VADA.
Because I was one of the folks that picked Keith Thurman, and I'm still mad and hot to this day because when I went back and looked at the fight for the second time, there's no way that Keith Thurman landed so many flush shots on Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao did not give me the one Manuel Marquez flat out style. I'm like, that's crazy. Because this man landed after flush shots after flush shots. And I'm like, did Manny Pacquiao just grow a chin overnight now? And then when I look back, folks on my page was telling me they ain't had no VADA. I was like, oh, that's why. He was on something. That's what it was.
Yeah, I genuinely think that because he took some hellacious shit in the second half of that fight. I'm like, how the fuck are you not even stumbling? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I just can't see how the hell he was standing up to them punches, man. It was just extreme, man. And I think that he was on something, and that's what gave Keith Thurman the loss. You know what I mean? I just think that if he wasn't on anything, Keith Thurman would have won that fight in the second half of the fight. I thought his power would have, because he took some clean shots to the head, dog. He took some. I was like, and I was there, and I was in the 200 section. I wasn't ringside for this fight, and I was like, God damn, it's just no way he can just take this shit. You know what I mean? But he was taking it like a shit. I mean, I don't know. It didn't make much sense to me, man. But
you wonder what his CTE scans look like at the end of that fight, and then he took some flush chin shots. Here's the thing, like Keith Thurman messed himself up in that first round because what a lot of folks, and I know you got the true boxing eye test, so you saw it too. Keith Thurman actually won the first round. But the problem was he got stupid. And you know how when you go on the back foot, you're either supposed to step to the left or you're supposed to step to the side. He didn't do that. He just went straight back. And Manny Pacquiao was able to land a flush shot on him. I'm like, how stupid can you be on the back foot where you sit there and then you just, instead of you going stepping to the left, you going straight back and you letting the shot hit you. I mean, he messed himself up in that first round. And then, it's Manny Pacquiao with the namesake. So anything Manny Pacquiao does is going to be extra.
Yeah, the funny thing about that was a 3-point play too. You know what I mean? If it went from a 10-8 round Manny Pacquiao, it went from a 10-9 Keith Thurman round to a 10-8 round for Manny Pacquiao. So, I mean, that was a tremendous play. I actually lost on that bet too. I actually picked Keith Thurman as well, man. I thought Keith Thurman power was gonna carry him late, and it did. But Manny Pacquiao was on that juice. So I'm gonna put so the same way they put an asterisk by Barry Bonds, I'm putting an asterisk by this bet. Fuck that, because there's no way he could stand up to that shit. It's just no flipping way, man. And
exactly. And I hate eating crow because I look at myself as the prediction king because I'm always like in the prediction like again. But man, I lost that prediction. I had to eat crow, and I was pissed because when I was looking at the fight in real time the first time around, I was like, damn, boy, is this a draw or did Manny Pacquiao slightly win the fight? So then I had to go back and look at it a second time. And I was like, okay, because of the knockdown and because of that shot to the body, they gave him the fight off the strength of that. But if you take that away, Keith Thurman actually wins the fight.
Yeah,
slightly.
Yeah, and based on the scoring, he actually does, man. And I thought my son was in bed.
What's up, little man?
I thought my son was in bed, but he gonna kick it for like 30 seconds. You gotta go to bed, man. Anyways, ABC boxing, man. Does Manny beat Errol on the juice? Answer that question. Does Manny beat Errol on the juice?
Man, let me tell you something. Manny ain't gonna beat no damn Errol on no juice. It's gonna be like Mikey Garcia. It's gonna be a beat my face in human pinata situation. He's gonna be in survival mode, but he ain't gonna beat no Errol because Errol got a Grand Night chance. Ain't nobody beating Errol. Not at 147.
That's what I say too, man. I shout out to Errol Spence and his camp for allowing me to go watch. This is my first time ever watching Errol Spence work out, and I'll say this: he is the most sturdiest player. He's kind of like. I'm not comparing him to LeBron James. I'm talking about his base. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's always on balance. Like LeBron James, always strong, able to finish at the rim. He has that strength to carry his defender. He's similar to that. He's similar to that. And I think that it's going to be hard to knock him off his rocking chair because he's so strong and sturdy. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that it's going to take a great night by a great fighter to knock Errol Spence off at 147, because I think even if you're more skilled than him, I genuinely believe that it's just no way you can beat him, man, because his power is going to come through every round, not late, round 1 through round 12. It's going to go. It's going to show. So great question, but I think that he just turns on Manny Pacquiao, and you know how Manny Pacquiao was off balance against Keith Thurman's shot. Now Keith Thurman's shots are way more wider. Keith Thurman throws his punches like Errol Spence throws his punches like an arrow straight, and I think that that's going to be the difference, and that will keep him at bay. And I literally can expect Errol to stop him. He can be juiced up to the 100th, to the 10th power. It only thing that does is give Manny Pacquiao brain damage. You know what I mean? Because he's going to take some hellacious work, and Errol Spence will not even let him touch him. He gonna half step him and side step him and pivot and keep him behind the jab, and it's gonna get to the point where Manny Pacquiao's gonna have second thoughts about coming in. You understand what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, and Errol is so durable. See, this is the thing, like on my channel, I have all these haters and these trolls that consider me a Spence fanboy page or whatever. But here's my thing on it. Like, Spence to me is that special fighter, you know what I'm saying, of this era. I call it the Spence era for a reason, because he does everything right in the boxing ring. You know what I'm saying? And you talked about his foundation. His stance is flawless because his stance is both not only tactical in the front foot, but it's tactical on the back foot, and it prepares him to be able to be ambidextrous on both sides of the aisle. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows how to slip in, he knows how to slip out. His step in and step out game is sick. It's second to none. And then his body snatching work. And then the way he technically places his punches. I mean, it's unreal what this guy does in the boxing ring. Then he blinds you with the jab. And then once he blinds you with the jab, he throws other shots that are deceptive. You can't see them coming. It's crazy.
Nah, it's a beautiful thing to see, man. And shout out to Drew Titan too. Manny's skull gonna look like a helmet wrapped in skin. Yeah, that might happen, dog. That definitely might happen for sure.
Yeah,
for sure, man. And oh shit, salute to the big little homie. You got a shout out, Big Dose. Give you a shout out, man. What up, Dose, what up, Big Dose 513, man.
What's up, Big Dose? What's good with you, fam?
And but yeah, man, Errol Spence is just simply special, man. Errol, I mean, I see people see when you speak greatness upon someone, people think that you're being like a fanboy. But I always tell people, I was not an Errol Spence fan. I was a fan of his because he represented America. Like I watched him, like I always, for boxing and basketball and sprints in the Olympics, I always set my timer because they come on at odd times, especially the boxing. The boxing comes on at odd times, but the basketball and the track and field is prime time. But and outside of the swimmer from Baltimore, I was setting my timer for all the boxing events. And I saw Earl in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. And I appreciated him, you know, and I watched him as a pro. I think I've seen all but maybe 5 or 6 fights of Errol Spence. And I was not really sold on Errol Spence because he didn't have the razzle dazzle. Like he didn't have the Zab Judah hand speed I fell in love with as a child, or like the slipperiness of a Floyd Mayweather, or excuse me, not Money Mayweather, but Pretty Boy Floyd. You know, he was just steady and sturdy. You know what I mean? And he hits a double every time he hits you. So Derrick James and I stood in the Brooklyn, and we'll talk about this one day, and we'll be able to isolate it. But it's always something else in boxing going on. But he and I had about a 90-minute conversation in Brooklyn about how good Errol Spence was, and I was like, I don't see it. I was simply saying, I don't see it, and I tell people, I don't kiss these fighters' ass. You know what I mean? Like, you'll never see me in the club with them. I mean, if you see me, it's by accident. It's never like, hey, can I please come hang out with you? And I'm definitely not that dude. And so I always try and be as honest as I can. Now relationships does in boxing always take supreme with me, but I we had that 90-minute conversation, and he was like, Fred, Earl is that good, I'm telling you. And then I started watching him from a technical standpoint. I was like, damn, he's so technical. And then I was watching him from a power standpoint, and I was like, oh man, maybe he's powerful. And as the more and more I watched him, and you know what sold me was I picked him for the Kell Brook fight that Saturday morning because I felt I just felt like his power would carry me late. But I liked how he fought him in terms of he fought very. No, I shouldn't say I liked how he talked. I can't say I liked how he fought him, but I was impressed how he won the fight, because that was a shell of Errol Spence. That was like 50% of him. I'm like, this man is tight, and he stopped Kell Brook, who I thought was arguably the most fundamentally sound welterweight at that time, you know, and he stopped him, and I said, holy cow. And then I saw him against Lamont Peterson just having a ball in the ring. I was there ringside, and I was like, oh yeah, he's special. And then you know what else was special about him too? I never told y'all this, but we actually stayed in the same hotel. We actually stayed in the same hotel that night, and he and I was talking about cars after the fight. He was sitting in the lobby talking to me, and we had like a 20-minute conversation about cars. He said, "Yeah, I'm thinking about buying a new car." I said, "Man, you better get a Tesla," and because I was about to trade in my car for a Tesla, and I was telling him that you probably need to get a Tesla because you're young and I believe he had a Range Rover at the time. He was telling me, and we talked about the fight. And here's the more impressive thing. I says, how challenging was the fight? He says, nah. How it was? He said, no. He looked at me like, nah, it was easy. It was so easy. Like he said, it was really easy for him that fight. And it wasn't what he said; it was how he said it. He was just talking like, oh, it was easy. It wasn't hard at all. And he was just going out to go have dinner. He wasn't going to party. He was waiting on his mom and his dad to come down from the elevator. And that impressed me about Errol, that like his disposition on boxing and in sports, you know what I mean? And that genuinely like impressed me about him. And since then I've been he's been growing on me every day. Like I follow everything he does on social media. And so but that's it, man. Go ahead and talk. I gotta put my son to bed. Go ahead, keep talking. Go ahead.
Nah, that's cool. Little man doing his thing. But yeah, like you said, so you got firsthand, you know what I'm saying, attention, you know what I'm saying? Like you got firsthand experience with Errol Spence, but me, I'm way in Alaska and I can see from afar that this dude is legit, you know. And the other thing with Errol Spence that people don't understand is he's a coach's dream, you know what I'm saying? Because he follows the game plan to the T. You talked about the Kell Brook fight. In that Kell Brook fight, he actually followed the game plan to the T, because in the first half of that fight, he was losing. Mm-hmm. But he kept on going. He pressed the gas on the pedal. Mm-hmm. And that's why I became impressed with him. It's funny you said that you waited until like the tip of the beginning of the fight or right before the fight to keep Errol Spence. Mm-hmm. But me, I had him picked all along because I just looked at the difference between what Sean Porter was bringing to the table. Uh-huh. And I saw in that fight against Kell Brook, he had marginal success. Mm-hmm. The thing is, the reason why I call him Sean Constipated Porter is because
why you call? You might as well delve into that shit too. Oh man, might as well delve into.
Well, the reason why I call him Constipated is because he comes in, and then once he comes in, he doesn't know what to throw. He just smothers you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you're on the crapper and you don't know if you want to go or if you don't want to go. That's how Sean Porter is with his punches. He don't know if he want to let off or he don't know if he want to smother you. And that's how other fighters are able to take advantage of him. But Spence is not like that. Spence always makes sure that he throws everything with mean intention and he don't waste his punches. So I already knew, knowing that going into the Kell Brook fight, he was going to break down Kell Brook. And then I watched his body work.
Sure.
And watched how he was chopping at the heavy bag. You know what I'm saying? And this was in training for the Kell Brook fight. And watching like some of the videos on his training session with Jamel Charlo and them sparring, I was like, oh yeah, Kell Brook don't got no chance. Because this boy right here, he just keeps going and keeps going. He's like an Energizer bunny. You know what I'm saying? Then he was talking about he was sparring 18 rounds. And then his was the thing that got me. When Kell Brook said that he was so drained from coming up from 160 going all the way down to 147. I said, oh, Spence got the advantage right there. That was the biggest thing for me. I knew then Errol Spence was going to win the fight.
Yeah, Kell Brook is always squeezed into 147. You know what I mean? I think that but I wish y'all could have saw him work out, man. Errol needs to have an open workout one day, like kind of like how Floyd did, maybe once every twice a year or something, because you need to see like and I would say not in Dallas neither. Maybe he travels to LA for something. He just needs to have an open workout so people can see how gifted this man is, man. Because he is, man, he's totally gifted, man. And y'all gotta see it, man. Y'all gotta see this shit, man. Like, I'm sorry I'm being repetitive because I'm literally visualizing him work out right now. And splendid work, man. Splendid. And I've seen
one of these things. I'm gonna have to take you up on that offer, man.
Yeah, he's super, man. He's super. But let's break down that since you're who is Tap Out King. Who is that?
Tap Out King.
Yeah, who is that? Who is H Money? Who's H Money? I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is.
H Money?
Who's
that?
I
don't know who that is either.
I don't even know. I have no idea. Is that a rapper or somebody? Expose Call. I have no idea who that is. So yeah, get him, D. I don't know who he is. I'll be honest. I have no idea who it is. Appreciate you. So break down that fight. Break down Errol Spence versus Sean Porter. As first of all, what inspired your 100 days of Sean Porter versus Errol Spence versus Sean Porter? I was laughing at that shit.
Well, if you've been watching me long enough, I mean, you know, man, Errol Spence is my favorite fighter, right next to Deontay Wilder. Those are my two favorite fighters. And then Tank Davis is my favorite fighter in the lower weight. But the thing with Errol Spence, man, I just like how he reigns over the 147-pound division. I mean, when I look at him, I see a fighter that's leagues and shoulders above the pack. Now, I know it's funny, you know what I'm saying, with the series, but what inspired it actually was the Mikey Garcia, because I was going back and forth with this other YouTuber. We were doing lives and stuff like that, and he was telling me how, I think we even had a few live streams together, and he was talking about how Mikey Garcia is the god of boxing, the way that he was talking about him. And I was like, what? You trying to tell me this is the second coming of Floyd Mayweather? Because when I look at him, I've seen a guy that just fought nothing but Uber, Lyft, and hey, taxi Jarvis, man.
Yeah.
That's what I seen him fight. You know what I'm saying? Basic and elementary as fuck with his boxing style. I didn't really see a guy that was like, okay, superior like Floyd Mayweather. And mind you, Errol Spence gave Floyd Mayweather fifth in sparring. So I already knew once Errol Spence was able to do that, it was too easy for him to dispatch Mikey Garcia. So the way that the Mexican community fan base was galvanizing behind Mikey Garcia, it amped me up to say, okay, I'm going to do a series. And then the series just took off. It seemed like there was just a lot of people that was agreeing with what I was saying. And they wanted to clap back at the Mexican community fan base. So it was like, okay, let's roll with it. And then with Sean Porter, it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's funny because I classify the welterweights. I have first tier welterweights, second tier welterweights, and third tier welterweights. And then you have Sean Porter. I call him constipated.
Why you call him constipated, Sean Porter? Why is that? Why is constipated? Why is he constipated?
Because his style is constipated. He can't box. You know what I'm saying? You did his Ugas fight prove that. You know what I'm saying? He had a tough outing, like Spence said. Come on, man. You had a controversial fight with Adrien Granados. That should tell you he's constipated. You know what I'm saying? And then he had a close fight with Danny Garcia. Any step-up fight this man's had, it's been close. So he's constipated in style. Kilbrook made him cry to his daddy. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Danny cherry-picking Garcia.
Oh my God. That's funny.
And then you got Keith. Either one or two. Keith runtime or depth time Thurman. Because ever since he been running away from Spence, I had to change the one time to runtime or depth time. So you know what I'm saying? To me, all of these welterweights have their flaws. Keith Thurman proved it in the Manny Pacquiao fight, because there's no way a fighter that's that young is supposed to lose to a fighter that's that much older, whether you want something or not. You know what I'm saying? That just tells me you got flaws in the ring. But see, Terrence Crawford, you know what I'm saying? To me, he has all the prerequisites. He has all of the skills. The problem is he's too light on his ass. So to me, you know, it's a foregone conclusion that Errol Spence is going to bulldoze him too. Now, I know that that's not a popular opinion to a lot of people. Oh, no, it's going to be a close fight. Now, I don't see it like that, because if Gamboa could make you do a stanky leg, you know what I'm saying, and then Ndago could hit you with two body shots that made you shell up in that fight, imagine if that's Spence throwing those body shots. See, that's the thing people are not paying attention to. So that's why I see, like, at 147, Spence is going to dominate whoever. And he said it in the press conference with the Sean Porter fight. And what really amped up the series and made the series was when Sean Porter was getting out of character, and he was saying, he went from saying, oh, you know, I'm going to make this a hard fight, to then he had a cheerleading group. Because I'm like, dude, why do you need a group in the back cheerleading for you? That's a sign of insecurity right there. Because no grown man need nobody to cheerlead for them. And then he even got so uncomfortable after a while. He said, y'all messing me up. But you know,
that was kind of odd. He said that.
Exactly. It motivated the series because Kenny Porter was playing good cop and bad cop.
Yeah, he was.
You could tell that He had nothing but good things to say about Errol Spence.
Keep talking. Let me take my son upstairs. Keep talking. Let me take my son upstairs.
Okay, that's cool. In one of my videos, I talked about how, you know what I'm saying, Kenny Porter wished that Errol Spence was his son instead of Sean Porter, because Sean Porter's tactical aggression and Sean Porter is Errol Spence's tactical aggression, and Sean Porter is ineffective aggression. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way that I look at it. It pushed for the series because Kenny Porter's always trying to be in the videos, like you called him, K Diddy. You know what I'm saying? He basically like a pup daddy. He's not letting his son be able to do what he wants. And then, you know what I'm saying, the fact that Sean Porter thinks that he can actually fight in the ring with Errol Spence when you couldn't even beat Dennis Ugas. Everybody knows, if you watching that fight, knows Dennis Ugas beat Sean Porter. So I don't know, man. It's just, to me, this is a wash. Just like he said, Mikey Garcia got white glove. He gonna get white glove, but he's gonna get it in bulldozing fashion. Because, like Errol Spence said at the end of the Mikey Garcia fight, he yelled at Beezy, I'm going back to bulldozing niggas, man. So I'm sorry, Sean Porter's getting bulldozed. Anybody after that is getting bulldozed. It's really that simple. Like it's a foregone conclusion to me. That's what's up, Cash G. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Errol Spence is that dude, man. That's what people understand. I can't wait till you get to 154, because the real fight for him and the real test for him is going to be when he fights J-Rock or somebody like that. Because I know he ain't going to fight his boy Jamel Charlo.
No, he definitely not fighting Jamel Charlo. I apologize. Me and my son does this nightly affirmation thing, and he won't go to bed until we do it. So I had to run upstairs and
that's what's up, man. But look at Aubrey 44, weight bully. See, that's the stuff I'm talking about. That's that
no such thing as a weight bully if you can make the weight. No such thing.
Thank you. I was just about to say
if that's the case, you got to say Diego Corrales. Let's talk about the people that we know. Diego Corrales, Thomas Hitman Hearns, nowadays Robert Easter. How about that guy that beat the kid at 122? Naho, the Navato Narate from Mexico. He's cheating away. I mean, he's a 126, 130 guy. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, cut this shit out, man. Cut it out. If you can make it, if people don't understand what it takes to make weight, though. You know what I mean?
Yep.
People don't get that. People just think that it's so easy to lose weight, and that shit's so fucking hard. That shit's so fucking hard, dog. Man, those last 7 to 5 pounds. Whew, good luck.
Yeah, because that's the most stubborn weight to get rid of. But here's the thing, like, weight bully term is ultra fanboy and ultra fanboy rhetoric. It's their way to push their one trick pony narrative. That's what it is, man.
Facts.
Because if you make the weight, how you weight bully? Because if that's the case, we could sit here and say Sean Porter is a weight bully, right? Because he didn't make weight for the Dennis Ugas fight. He had to go get a piece of his braid cut off, right? So come on, man. That's just nonsense.
Great point. And if you've missed the weight once and you make the weight again, you're basically a weight bully. Like, think about it. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. So let's answer this question if you like. Sajid, what do you say? Sahid Mahmoud says, barbershop, why couldn't Spence stop Lil Mikey?
You want me to answer that one?
No, you can answer it. You can answer. Feel free.
Well, he didn't stop Mikey because Spence even fooled me, because in my series I kept saying 5th round, TKO stoppage, book it, right? But that's not what happened. Spence didn't go on bulldozing. Spence wanted to prove that he can outbox the boxer. So Spence was basically fighting on the back foot. That's why he didn't beat up Mikey. And then on top of that, a lot of folks don't know that Spence didn't even go 100. He didn't have Blu-ray in the camp. So he didn't do no strength and conditioning. He didn't do no ab work, yet his abs look 3 times the abs of Kangaroo Jack. So stop it.
Nah, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. And truth be told, I'm not sure if you saw that interview on Champ Side's channel. If you haven't seen that interview, I thought it was pretty eloquent when he compared Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia to the black quarterback, and them not being intelligent. And Errol Spence basically agreed and explained his point against Mikey Garcia, because Mikey Garcia's team throughout that camp or build up was like, we're the smarter team. We see something that y'all don't see. We gonna beat him pretty easy. And I'm not sure if you was following me during that camp, but I was basically saying Garcia's got no chance. It's just no way in hell can you beat Errol Spence. You're too little, dog. Like, you're too little. It's like the shot, you can get 3 shots, he gets 1. He's gonna back you up. And 2, people don't understand how Mikey Garcia was protecting himself in that fight, so he didn't get like rounds 10, 11, 12. They wanted Mikey Garcia was protecting himself. You know what I mean? And he wanted to survive. You know, he was in survival mode, and he knew how to do it. You know what I mean? So, and that's it. You know,
exactly. I mean? You don't understand how many of those videos was dedicated to what you was talking about. You know, because that's the thing. I look for inspiration. You know, for people that, you know what I'm saying, I look up to, or I see that setting the bar, like yourself.
Oh, appreciate you. Wow, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And some of your videos, you were talking about how Mikey Garcia didn't have a chance. And I was already thinking something, because a lot of my videos are just like, you know, I don't write nothing down. I just say whatever's on my mind. And I'm pretty sure you're like that too.
Yeah.
I just say whatever I'm feeling at the moment. And if that's what makes sense to me, then so be it. That's what's meant to be said. And sometimes I'll watch, when I don't have nothing that I can really like think of in my head, I'll watch a video. And then when I watched your video that time when you were talking about, yeah, man, I went through the camp and I saw that Mikey Garcia has no chance. And you were talking about his abs, and you're like, he's doing all that ab work and his abs look like that. It just inspires some stuff for me to conjure some stuff up on my end so that I can really like elevate it and take it to the next level. So, and then I went back and started looking at the fight against Sergey Lipinets, and I'm like, okay, plug Lipinets out of there, put Spence in there. What happens in that fight? And then I'm looking at the fight with Adrien Broner and Robert Jr. Plug those guys out, put Spence. And then once I put all of that together, it was a foregone conclusion that it was gonna be what it was gonna be. Mikey Garcia was gonna get beat up. He was gonna basically be a human punching bag or a human pinata. There was just no way around that.
Yeah, I mean, that fight, honestly, no lie, the 3rd round, I was like, I'm bored. I'm bored. This shit is over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's over. Like, I was like, man, it's no way that Mikey Garcia can win this fight. And and he ended up proving us right. It was a 12-round-0 decision. And truth be told, I was there, and I'm not choosing sides. I'm glad it landed on my side of the net, but it was about 65% black people there. And people say that Mikey Garcia carried the pay-per-view. Mikey Garcia fought Sergio Lipinets for the IBF championship. And I'm not discrediting him, because he did something that was really, really impressive that day. That Sunday morning, he got on a plane and went to a 3rd world country and served that country. So I'm not talking about Mikey Garcia. I'm talking about the conversation that people are having in boxing. In San Antonio, where Robert Garcia has a gym and has footprints in the community, he couldn't sell out against Sergio Lipinets for the IBF belt at 140. He fights Mikey Garcia in Dallas. It gets 44,000 people who bought tickets. So there was probably close to 50,000 tickets there. You understand what I'm saying? So so I think, and Blue Blood was there too. What up, Blue Blood? Blue Blood took more pictures than the president that day. You know what I mean? So so I said all that to say, it's no way in hell that we should be having this conversation. And 2, no one black should be having that conversation, period. Because even if you wasn't there, you can't discredit the black dollar, because you can't prove it. If you could prove it, speak against it. But if you're black, and this is just how I feel, if you're black, you gotta be able to prove it. If you can't prove it, then it didn't happen. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, 503 line, Texas showed up and showed out, for real, King, for real, man, for real. 503.
Everything you said is on point, because you know, they was just sitting there saying, you know, all of the Mexican community fan base, oh, it's Mikey Garcia that's carrying the fight. This Mikey Garcia that's carrying the fight. Spence didn't do it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm watching the fight. I see a whole bunch of black people there, so I don't know what they talking about.
It was. I took over 100 pictures. Fight night. So that goes to show you, I'm a little guy with literally a little guy with, quote, as people call me, a little YouTube channel. So you understand what I'm saying? So So I'll say that I'm not even gonna give that argument any credence. You understand what I'm saying? It was 60-65% black for real.
Well, see, just and not changing gears, but kind of just sticking to it.
No,
This is how the whole evolution of the Terrence Bud Crawford fanboys, or I call them the Terrence Bud Crawford fanboy man crushers, how they evolved. They came about because it's a lot of butthurt Mikey Garcia fanboys that jumped on the Bud bandwagons and then pushing this narrative that Spence is ducking Bud because they're resting all of their last hopes on Bud. That's where all of this extra ambiance of Terrence Bud Crawford is the boogeyman is coming from. Because let's keep it a buck before, you know what I'm saying, Mikey
moderator or something, and maybe that'll help because it's not letting you put links in, huh? I don't know.
Yeah, because we'll see when I drop it in, usually it'll pop up blue, but it ain't coming in blue.
Well, they'll just click on. Can they click on your icon? Oh, on the right side it tells you go to page, right? Go to user.
Actually, let me try to do it on my phone.
Okay, yeah, that may help.
I'm gonna do it that way, and then that way I could have it in there. Yeah, I'm gonna just do it like that.
So yeah, so I got people asking for my prediction. I got it. I have Errol, Spence, Sean Porter 70-30, and because I looked at him last week, it may be like 75-25 now. You know, I was actually talking to Phil Greco, and he said Sean is too light right now, and so I think that Sean may be a little bit too light, but I didn't like how he was talking. He was stuttering way too bad to be so young. To be so young and to be in this prime, he was stuttering way too bad for me. And I was really concerned. And one of the reasons why I made the video, because I knew it would get to him. You understand what I'm saying? And I wanted him to be, because I'm not gonna call him. I'm not gonna call because me and his dad don't talk anymore, and I don't even want to go through that shit again. So I intentionally made the video so he can see and be like, "Nigga, what the hell is going on in your camp? Like, it don't look too good." You know what I'm saying? So I think that I think he's gonna be in the world of hurt, man. I think Errol is that good, and I think Sean, see what Sean, in my humble opinion, what halted his growth is his dad is a really good motivator. His dad is the guy that starts the car, right? And but he's not the guy that navigates you like that makes that perfect right turn, that makes that perfect left turn. He understands how to get to the destination, but I think that they should have brought someone in as an assistant coach full time, you know, someone that they probably could have trusted and actually worked on Sean from a technical standpoint, you know, just in terms of prolonging his career. Because I think when Errol figures him out about round 3 and Sean starts shooting those naked shots, meaning like lead left hooks and lead right hand, Errol just gonna start picking them apart. And Sean's gonna start using the entire ring, and then Errol gonna start cutting it off, and then he gonna bully him from corner to corner, and then by the 6th or 7th round, people gonna be like, when is this shit gonna stop? You know what I mean? It's gonna be one of them fights. You know what I mean? I genuinely believe it's gonna be one of them fights. So
I got everything that you said. I got it exactly the same way. He's gonna pick them apart by the 3rd round. The only thing that we differ on is your prediction, because you said 70-30. 75-25. I mean, you know the series, man. It's 100-0 for me. I ain't even getting thrown no damn.
I can't see a fight. I can't see a fight being 100-0, dog. Like I can't see I can't see that shit.
I just can't see nothing. I can't see nothing that midget or that imp is gonna do in the ring that's gonna give Errol the True Spence problems. I'm sorry, unless he comes into that ring 3 times the blood alcohol in it, or he got a injury that's so bad that he tripped his foot over to the point where he just broke his superior lateral movement. I just can't see how he's going to just get embarrassed or get outclassed by Sean Porter. I mean, there's nothing Sean Porter can do that tells me that Errol Spence is not quantum leaps or is not leagues and shoulders above him.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at ring generalship, Errol Spence gets that. You look at height, Errol Spence gets that.
Yeah.
Conditioning, Errol Spence gets that. Physicality, Errol Spence gets that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ability to throw the jab and combination, Errol Spence gets that. I mean, there's just nothing Sean Porter does that tells me he has a shot in the ring, other than just him being a hard puzzle to figure out the first 3 to 4 rounds. But once Spence is able to land something meaningful and have him park, then you know what's going to happen from round 5 all the way up to round 11. Because I got my prediction is anywhere between 9 to 11 round KO stoppage, or that's unless Kenny Porter decides to throw the white towel in.
I think,
but if he doesn't throw the white towel in, I think it's going to be like that. And the reason why I think it's going to be between 9 and 11 is because Spence is going to play with Porter before he breaks him down. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants to humiliate Porter. He said the other day, man, the more Kenny Porter keep running his mouth,
he said that,
the more that I'm going to embarrass Sean Porter. Yeah.
Where did he say that at? Where did he say that at?
The other day, let me see, because I made a video on it.
Really?
I think it was. Yeah,
I gotta see that shit. I gotta see that shit.
I think it was on one of those fight hype interviews or something like that.
Oh, really? Yeah, I definitely could see that. Yeah, and
yeah, because it was the other day that he basically said the more Kenny Porter keeps running his mouth, the more that I'm gonna stop. Matter of fact, he turned around and said that I think in your interview, he said that he's gonna stop him in about 6 because he wants to go back to his kids and stuff like that. But my thing is, I just can't see 6 rounds, even though I know what Spencer's saying, because Porter, he does have 2 things that are good. And I talked about it today in the series. The 2 things he does good is he has fast feet. And then, you know, his work rate is there. So it's going to be competitive for a good 3 to 4 rounds. But I think once he tires down and Spence lands enough body shots and the body shots are invested, then you're going to see Sean Porter become a stationary target. Once that happens, it's going to be for the pickings at that point.
And you're exact, man. Yeah, he's going to become a stationary target at some point. And man, what does Sean Porter do after he loses?
He's gonna do, like I said in the series, he's gonna go back to that cushy PBC face-to-face job, man. He's gonna be right there with that woman Kate Abdo. That's what he's gonna do.
Yeah. You're talking about how beautiful she is. Yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah. Hey, like, who does he fight though?
Whew. Sean Porter?
Who does he fight after this? For real?
You mean like after Errol Spence?
Yeah.
Okay, so for real, after Errol Spence, since he's going to be a chunk of himself, I think he needs to fight Dennis Ugas. They need to run a second. They need to run that thing back.
Really?
Because Dennis Ugas beat him definitively in my mind. I don't know how you saw the fight, but I felt Dennis Ugas outpointed him. He landed more accurate shots. I think they need to run that thing back. I really do.
It's no way, Sean. Well, if Sean loses the belt, they may fight again. And I think Ugas is when I watched the fight live, it felt like Ugas won because the momentum of the crowd wanted Sean Porter to lose, because, you know, fans always go at the underdog, you know what I'm saying? And the fight was close. When I rewatched the fight, I thought Sean Porter won because Ugas had chances to take the fight and he just didn't take the fight. You know, like he just didn't grab it and just manipulate the fight and just control it. I don't think he did that clearly. So, you know, but it was a good fight. It was a very entertaining fight. My question to you, do you think that was a knockdown in the 12th round?
Yes, it was a knockdown.
It was a knockdown. It didn't hurt him, but by rule. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
No, continue. You know, no, you're right. Go shoot.
Okay. No, it was a knockdown. It's just the referee made a crucial mistake. It's kind of like in that Maurice Hooker and that Jose Ramirez fight where the referee said that Ramirez hit him, but he really slipped and he tripped and he basically tripped off of his foot. But see, in this fight, Dennis Ugas landed a flush shot. I don't know what the referee was looking at. And then the referee turned around and said, "Oh no, Sean Porter didn't get knocked down." And I'm like, what? To me, that's the second time in his boxing career that he's been down. So there's a blueprint with him that his chin is not what people think it is. He doesn't have a great night chin. because Adrien Broner was able to land a flash knockdown on him, and Dennis Ugas was able to land a flash knockdown on him. So that tells me that once Errol Spence does enough investment in the body, as soon as he starts headhunting, he'll be able to get Shawn Porter out of there.
Yeah, I think he's on. Shit, I can't see the fight going 12 rounds. Like, it's just no way. Like the Errol Spence that I see, I've been in both camps. I think Shawn is a great fighter. I think his work ethic carries him. I think he's talented. I think he's very athletic. I think he gets from, in small distances, he can get from point A to point B quicker. But Shawn Porter don't sidestep. See, that's the problem. Shawn Porter don't consistently. If Shawn Porter sidestepped and used his athleticism, man, he would confuse the shit out of a lot of fight. He would mentally fatigue a lot of fighters, but he uses the entire ring. And I understand it takes a lot of will to half step somebody and stay in middle distance. I understand that 100%. You understand, like you're in harm's way the entire fight, kind of like J-Rock did against Jared Hurd, or kind of like how Andre Ward does it. You know what I mean? He fights at middle distance, then he leans in on you and pushes you and only gives you one half of your body. You know what I mean? So I think that if Shawn Porter was consistently that kid, but I think it's too late for him now. I think it's I think he is who he is. He fights from the outside, shoots a double jab, or fights from the inside and overshoots his punches. You know what I mean? Like he never really learned how to shoot that right hand, and I've told Shawn Porter when we were talking, I explained to him, I said, how's the right hand doing? I would always ask him, he'll tell you, how's the right hand doing? I never wanted to overstep my boundaries. So I would just say, I wouldn't say, oh yeah, right hand needs to get better. How can I tell him his right hand needs to get better when I'm not a professional? But I would always ask him, how's that right hand doing? How's the right hand doing? And his right hand comes off a little bit too wide. You know what I mean? And he's never really set to throw it. He's always moving. So he got to find ways to do it. But I think it's a little too late. He is who he is at this point. He can get in better shape. Maybe he can be technical for a round or two, but for the totality of the fight, he's gonna be who he is, So and it goes back to the point you made earlier. Kenny Porter didn't do an effective job of basically saying a Barry Hunter or somebody like that come into the camp. He waited until Shawn Porter had multiple losses to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think Kenny Porter just has this stubbornness with him that he felt that, if he made Shawn Porter this fighter that's this smotherer and that's just gonna come in there and just outwork you or out hustle you, because that was the game plan, then basically they didn't need a plan B or C or D because that game plan would have been more than enough. Right. But the Kell Brook fight exposed that. That's when you should have turned things around after that fight. Yeah. And he still didn't do that. Then he turned around and basically went into a Danny Garcia fight. And then we saw what the outcome was again. So it's a little too late right now. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And he's just the fighter that he is what he's going to be. So he should have made one or two decisions. Either he should have fired his dad, which is a tough decision for fighters to do, because I know he has a close relationship with his father, or demote his father and make him an assistant coach and bring in another head coach that could be able to really show him the ones and the twos and really help him with the sweet science aspect. A good example of that was Timothy Bradley. I got to give Timothy Bradley credit. He's a knothead, and I get on him. You know what I'm saying? But when he was able to get Teddy Atlas in, you know what I'm saying? You saw how he was able to box better. And the fact that he was cognizant of realizing that in the second half of his career, that's what Shawn Porter should have done. He should have had a Timothy Bradley moment and say, okay, you know what? I need to change things up and I need to get a different trainer, somebody that's really going to teach me how to be fundamentally sound. Yeah. And it's funny you say that, because I actually had that exact same conversation with Kenny. I said, man, do you think you need help? You do everything all by yourself. And he says, man, I can do it. And when a man tells you that, you have no choice but to say, okay, so, but I think after that Kell Brook fight, I actually told them, I was like, why didn't you push him back? Why didn't you elbow him in the throat? Why didn't you lace him in the eyes? Like, I was totally, and I think that interview was on camera. Me and when I was with the real fight guys,
Mm-hmm.
I actually explained that we had an interview in front of USC. I said, why wasn't you physical with Kell Brook? Like if you do that to me, like I'm definitely gonna try and get you back some way, one way or another. He must have held about 60 times. The ref should have took a point away. I might add, or even warned him, like a hard warning, just so we can see if Sean Porter has a chance. But the game plan wasn't there. Sean Porter just came in a straight line, and you know what I mean, he like hip hopped to the right hand, hip hop to the lead left hook, hip hop to the 1-2. It wasn't really like no plan. So I can completely understand with what you're saying is he should have hired someone immediately after that fight. That was his first loss, right?
Yes, that was his first loss.
Who else did Sean lose to? Oh, Keith Thurman. So yeah, you're right. He should have maybe hired someone, but Kenny wouldn't have that.
Because the Keith Thurman fight, you know, that was later. You know what I'm saying? And he would have been better prepared for that fight because look how close that fight was. Now imagine if he worked on his fundamentals. He would have won that fight. He would have won it. He would have outboxed Keith Thurman because the thing with Keith Thurman is Keith Thurman would mess with him up and it showed in the Manny Pacquiao fight. And it don't matter how many tune-ups he has, is he's very awkward in his style. You know what I'm saying? And his back foot game is where it's vulnerable for him because you know, like you just said, in the back foot, a fighter's supposed to step to the side. Keith Thurman does this elementary thing where he just goes straight back. So when you do that, you set yourself up to be clear.
Facts.
Because he's done that in every other fight with lower level fighters. But then when he did it with Manny Pacquiao, who knows how to throw those punches and bunches, boom, he got him.
Nah, you're right. Shout out to TJ Wilkins. What it do, King? Great to meet you in LDBC in Houston. Well, guess what we gonna do to Houston September 28th in LA? We gonna put Houston to fucking shame. We gonna show up and show out in my city, dog. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna have 300 or 400 people at my event. Excuse me, at our event. I'm claiming my event. I'm fucking working on it every day. So don't think I'm excluding y'all.
So what's the temperature like over there in LA?
The temperature
for the fight? Yeah.
It's not. I don't really feel it, chat. Man, we still reeling over the Clippers and the Lakers right now. You know what I mean? And the Dodgers are going to the playoffs. It may be a Yankees Dodgers World Series. So round about that time, the Dodgers should be rounding out their last week of the regular season, and it's gonna be playoff time. So it's gonna be, hopefully the Dodgers don't have a game that day. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be traffic like a motherfucking downtown LA, but it's still gonna be 15,000 people there. But if the Dodgers play, it's going to affect the pay-per-views.
Since you went off topic a little bit, I guess I could stay on that same wave right there.
Yeah, sure.
Because Ticket TV and Casino, I'm on the same wavelength with them when it comes to LeBron. So I'm picking the Clippers over the Lakers. I just want to put that out there. I be getting on LeBron too. I go hard. At him.
I love LeBron, man. I love what he stands for. And the Yankees, the Yankees gonna win, blue blood, for sure. Facts. And then I already put it in my. I was making plans. I said if the Yankees Dodgers go to the World Series, I think I'm gonna go to all the games. I think I'm gonna travel to New York and just because it's a once in a lifetime thing. And you know, my grandfather introduced me to baseball, and I think it'll be pretty cool to go to that series. You know what I mean, and just pretend that I'm watching it with my grandfather. But as I digress back into what you were saying about LeBron James, well, we'll find out the first game of the season, won't we? Because everyone's.
Well, we'll find out. I'm gonna tell you right now. That backcourt with the Clippers is sick, though. They're gonna lock everything up. I'm gonna tell you that much.
Who's the two guard?
They got the two guard. I'm assuming is going to be Kawhi Leonard.
You think so? And Paul George to be the three?
I think so because Paul George is a little taller, so I can see him playing forward.
Okay, and you'll have the guy playing the four with the dreads. And who's the five? Who's the five man for the Clippers?
Good question. I don't know.
I don't know either. And I live here. And me and Clipper Darrell are great friends, man.
But I do know this much. That they're looking to see if they can get Steven Adams or try to find a way that they can buy Marc Gasol out of his contract with the Raptors to eventually get him in the mid-trade deadline. So if that happens, the Clippers are going to be automatic if they get either one of those big men.
Zubac is the 5? Man, get the fuck out of here. Man,
Get the
fuck out of here, man. He can't even hold 2 glasses of water, man. What the hell? How the hell is he the 5? The Lakers got rid of the Lakers. The Lakers traded him for room in the locker room. Like, they didn't even trade him for a player or money. Like, they just said, man, we just need an extra seat. Go.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
There you go. That's his name. Montrell.
Yeah, he plays in the Drew League. So I see he's playing tomorrow night. So he's playing tomorrow. So I'm gonna get a chance to see him play tomorrow.
But you know they got Lou Williams all coming off that bench, so he's gonna let them up. You already know that.
Yeah. He's gonna do his thing. And but the Lakers are pretty good. They got an older Rondo. They got if they use them, yeah. Use them. And who's the foreman? Oh, they got Kuzma. Don't forget about Kuzma now. Kuzma's at third. They got Kyle Kuzma. And they got 2 centers now. They got, and don't forget, they got the center from Sacramento Kings.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this though. DeMarcus Cousins the other day, shout out to Ticket TV. He was showing that video about him playing in his sandals. Come on, man. You got an Achilles injury, dude. What's up with that? That don't look right. If I was LeBron, I'd be calling him, or I'd be doing, you know, that stuff LeBron do where he always put his hand over his mouth. What the are you doing, man?
LeBron always having conversations through his ring finger. He's the king of that. He did it with Lonzo Ball. He did it with Anthony Davis. Like always, people always know what he's saying, but we always know what he's saying, though. You know, Zubac played like he had a grudge on this. yeah. Zubac ain't that. I mean, he okay. But who's gonna get Andre? And the Clippers will get Andre Iguodala. We'll see. You know,
that's the one they talking about. Yep, Andre Iguodala. If they get Andre Iguodala, there you go. That's a defensive guy right there, boy.
I would love to have if they go 1-2 or 1-3. Somewhere in there, that way we'll have a Western Conference Finals all at Staples Center. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that would be epic. That would be epic because you ain't got to go nowhere.
I ain't got to go nowhere.
You'll be there all 7 games because that's a 7-game series right there.
Yeah, that'll be fun too. That should be expensive than the motherfucker too, but I'll be there. For real.
Is it true in the LA that when you breathe the air, you got to pay for taxes?
Yeah, exactly. So some days we have a 2-for-1 special though. We get 2 breaths for $10. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
$10. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Joseph, go to my Patreon. I talk about all that shit on my Patreon. Appreciate you, man. And but yeah, so let's get back into. So what does Errol Spence do after? Okay. Oh no. Before I ask you that, will Sean Porter get another shot at a belt? Or does he have to wait till Errol Spence go to 154?
Well, here's the thing. Sean Porter already showed in the Ugas fight that it's looking like he can't make weight anymore. And then this whole thing, this is not the first time that it's taken him 6 months and 1 day, mind you. Because remember, he started his training camp April 27. The fight is going to be September 28.
Sure.
So 6 months and a day. This is not the first time that he's done this whole 6 month preparing. He's been doing this for like the last 2 to 3 years. So I think he can't make the weight anymore. And in the amateurs, didn't he fight at a higher weight class? Didn't he fight all the way up to 160? 65. Okay, so you see, he's going to have to move up to 154 eventually too.
He's a small 154. It's no way in hell he can compete at 54, man. It's like Mikey Garcia at 47, man. It's just no way, man. I don't want to see Sean Porter at 54. Not against Jamel Charlo? Hell no. Tony Harrison? No, I don't want to see that shit, man. No, not out of disrespect, but I'm just saying, the kid got a family, man. Like, you know what I mean? As much as I don't like his father, I still want them to be successful. I'm not rooting against them because I want them to lose. I just don't think his dad has character. You know what I mean? But outside of that, I'm not. There's no way in hell I want to see Sean Porter go up to 154, man. It's no way. It's no way.
Well,
it's no
but
way.
that's the thing. Can he continue to make the weight? I get why Kenny Porter said, "Hey, son, you need to fight at 147." He even knew his son's limitations. I understand that, but you know how it is, man. He gonna grow out of that weight eventually. So it's either you move up or you do what Timothy Bradley did. You retire. So I think he's gonna retire. That's what he's leaning towards. Depending on the beatdown that he gets.
No nigga didn't donate no $10,000.
Yeah.
Nah, you better.
I just saw that too. I was like,
hell nah. Hell no. You better call your bank. I think you made a mistake. You meant to put $10. Sean Jones, did you mean to put $10,000? Don't call your bank right now.
Yeah, he probably need to do that.
Props to Fred. He be grinding, giving us the real content. Salute. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't no way in hell, nigga, you donate to. Call your bank, right?
Bitcoin? Is that Bitcoin?
What is that? COP. What is that? What is that?
Okay, they fixing it now. It look like they bringing them zeros in.
Oh, they are? I don't know what the fuck. What the? He must be in a different country, man. What is COP?
Yeah.
What is COP?
Well, somebody says a Bitcoin, so I think that might be what it is.
Oh, okay.
We got to figure out what COP is converted into dollars.
COP dollars. Let's see. I'm curious now. That shit had me curious. Everybody in the chat room curious. Oh, it's $1. What is that? $1? COP is $1. Is that it? COP $1? I don't know. I'll figure that shit out. Porter can fight Sergey Lipinets. Hey, you know what? It's funny you say that. I was saying that. I was saying, I was saying that if he loses to Errol Spence, it's gonna force him to fight Terrence Crawford. It's gonna force him to fight.
Oh, you mean Porter?
Yeah.
You know what? That'll give Bud more options. Yeah, it would help him out because Bud ain't got no damn options staying his ass in top rank.
No,
I don't know why he did that. That's a foolery right there.
Sean Porter, Danny Garcia never fight Sean Porter again. He just don't like him. He's so mad. He just so mad. It's $3. It's $3. It looked good. $3. Okay. It looked. Oh, it's Colombian. COP is Colombian money. Oh,
that's what I figured. Yeah, because when I put it in there, it said Colombian peso or something like that.
Oh, okay. So it's $3. Someone in Colombia do that shit again. I like that shit. Curtis Anderson, what it do, King? Peace to Fred in the chat. What it do, man? We out here having a great time on it's 173 people in here, man, on a Friday night, Saturday morning. It was 8 o'clock for you? It's 8:23 for you?
Yeah, that's 8:23 for me, man. But hey, it's because of you, man.
It's early. I need to go live more often. See, if I had people going live with me, I'll do it because I'm gonna tell y'all niggas one thing. That shit is like carrying the show. That shit, oof. Man, that shit is exhausting. You know what I mean? And reading, because I gotta. Anyways, I love it. I'm just saying I would love to do it with other people. And I don't know how to send people links and shit because I know people want to come on, but I don't know how to send. See, I'm so dumb at this shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at it, but I don't know how to.
Hey, I ain't that much ahead of you, but there's one that I started using recently for my log. It's called StreamYard. It's really easy, man.
Really?
It's like the way.
Is it free?
Yeah, it's free. You just basically gotta put in your Google Gmail information in there, and then you just hit broadcast. And then once you do that, then you just kind of like invite whoever you want to invite. You just send them an email that I want to invite you to the page, or I want to invite you to my live stream, and then they click on it and then they get on. And it looks exactly like the way the Google Hangouts was before they turned it off on August 1st. But it's a more professional version of it. Because what you could do is, like, if somebody has a comment that is really nice, you could put it on the screen.
Oh, really?
Just to show the comment. Yeah. And then there's instead of like 4 or 5 people, you can have up to about 6 people on that live stream. So it's just a more professional looking version of Google Hangout. But it's really easy though. Really, really easy.
Who in the comment section, just out of curiosity, because I just heard Al the Pal, I like how Porter fights. He comes to kill. Who has Porter winning in the comment section? Put 1 if you have Porter winning in the comment section. I'm just curious because I want to get a gauge of us. I need to put a poll on the channel, but I'm just real curious. El Mas Loco says nobody. Did bid you got did bid 03. I'm gonna see if you're the only one. Did bid 03. Tell me why. Because I think this is it. Because both of us have him. Everybody put 0. I didn't say a chance, nigga. I said if you gotta win it. D bid 03. You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me why. Tell me. CB Sports, what it do? Man, I would have loved to bring you in. I don't know how to do it, dog. Like I don't know how to do this shit. Man, y'all go subscribe to CB Sports. That thing got me doing 40 push-ups a day, dog. Like that thing got me. I'm like, damn, I thought we stopped at 35. Like, damn, nigga. Hey, I can do the dips, but it's something about getting on the ground doing them fucking push-ups, dog. Like, that fucking drives me insane, dog. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm doing them. I'm gonna start posting them. I'm doing them though. I see your ass on Instagram. You tell me to keep the code, nigga. I'm like, it's like you in my room telling me to do them, nigga. It's like, keep the code like that. hey, nigga, nobody's picking Porter. Wow.
Nah, 0. And if they do, they getting fried.
Oh, you from Ohio? That's why. That's why you picking him from because you from Ohio. Well, that nigga ain't getting. He got to go back to Ohio and give y'all a fight though. Like he whether it's at a high school gym or a college gym, like he got like no, I'm being dead ass dog. Like he got to go to Ohio, man. He's a 2-time world champion. Y'all got to bring him home. Like some way, somehow he deserves a hometown fight. And it sounds funny, ha. It sounds funny, but at the end of the day, Sean Porter got to get a hometown fight somehow, some way. Maybe he can fight Luis Collazo or somebody like that.
When you see Derek James again, tell him, man, if Sean Porter try to do that headbutt nonsense, tell Errol Spence to do what Kell Brook did. Hold him like, you know that Mayweather thing where Mayweather used to push your head down? Push that head down or do some overhand rights or overhand lefts.
Mm-hmm.
That'll set the tone to let them know that headbutt nonsense ain't coming in. Like, and when I say the overhand right or overhand left, I mean punch down on his actual head.
Yeah.
That he try to headbutt you with.
True.
So that way he knows, okay, if I try to headbutt, I'm getting punched in the head.
Gotcha.
Because I remember Mayweather used to do those little tricks, and that's what made me love the way Mayweather operated in the ring, because he did a lot of that sneaky stuff that, you know, unless you like really paying attention, that's how he's getting separation. Because he would hold fighters, you know what I'm saying? He would just like take his hand and, you know, tie a fighter around, tire them up real quick, push their head down. The only person that used to get on Mayweather about it was Bayless. Bayless used to always tell him, man, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
And Bayless did the majority of his fights too. He actually went to Japan and did that one. So they had like a chemistry or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Who wins that fight now? Mayweather or Errol Spence?
Oh, Errol Spence a bulldozer. Right now, a bulldozer.
You say that shit without hesitation, dog. God.
Nah, no hesitation, dog. And I like, hey, if he gave Mayweather fits back in 2013, come on now. Come on. This Mayweather, the Mayweather I saw that had a pot belly, come on now. He ain't got no chance. None.
Tell me this. Do you think that let's say Sean Porter wins first 3 of the 4 rounds, right? Do you think they'll tell him to headbutt him on purpose or elbow him on purpose to stop the fight?
Kenny Porter gonna tell him to do that from the jump. It's gonna be like the Berto fight. If you see the headbutt, throw it. That's what he was telling him from the jump. He said, because the thing with Berto is Berto fights so awkward, and he was confusing Porter, and Kenny Porter was like, just throw the headbutt. Then he's gonna stop all that awkwardness.
That's funny as shit.
Yeah, he's gonna be stationary, and that's what's gonna happen with Spence. Spence does a lot of lateral movement, step in and step out. That's gonna psych Porter, because Porter is not used to another fighter doing that same style of coming in and out against him. And I think that's when, too, Kenny Porter, okay, hey, just like what Zab Judah did, what Zab Judah's dad did when he told him to do what he did to Mayweather, and he made it very obvious. That's what Kenny Porter's gonna do. He's gonna make it very obvious. Be like, look at it, man, headbutt. He ain't gonna waste no time.
Yeah. CB Sports says Errol gonna decapitate.
Punch him low in the ball.
Hey, Sean Porter ain't got no respect in these. Hey, for real. People don't like Sean Porter because of his dad, though. Like for real. Like he ain't getting it's so the fans are so blatant with him. Like they so fucking blatant. Like nigga, like it's like it's a shame, dog. Like Sean ain't get no respect in these streets, man. God, give a nigga some love for real, dog. Like it's like he gonna get his ass beat. It ain't like it's gonna go to no nigga got Errol Spence by unanimous decision. Every nigga got him by like a tank running over an ant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, you know, in one of the series, the title is Superman versus an ant. That's what it's gonna be, man. I mean, I've never seen Superman lose to no damn ant, so I'm sorry to say that, man. Porter's getting run over, man. Because I saw that at the end of that Mikey Garcia fight when he looked at Yellow Beezy and he was like, I don't like boxing, man. I hate boxing. I was like, damn. And then he said, you know what, man? I'm going back to bulldozing niggas. I was like, That means everybody getting bulldozed. And then who's next in line? Sean Porter. Because the reason why I know he getting bulldozed is because of this Mikey Garcia nonsense. Oh, he couldn't stop a lightweight. Well, once he bulldozed Porter and Porter ain't never been dropped, then everybody gonna be like, hold up. You're gonna see the welterweight division go right back in witness protection, AWOL status. Even Bud is not gonna be doing all this hooping and hollering. Oh, I want to fight Spence. You're gonna see him shell up somewhere.
True that. Smash that like button right now, ho! That's the words of my boy Black Fight Fan. Someone asked, Sean and Kitty be trying to play good. Yeah, I noticed that in the presser. But let me ask you this question about Errol Spence. Lamont Peterson was hitting him with those lead left hooks. Do you think that's his kryptonite?
Nah, I don't think that's his kryptonite because early on in his career, he had an issue where his head movement. Because a lot of people say, man, you don't never say nothing negative about Spence. But Spence fixed the one issue that he had. His head movement was a bit stationary. That's why if you go back, you know, and you look at the Barrera fight and how Barrera was able to land some shots early on in that fight. And the Kell Brook fight kind of showed that a little bit too. Errol Spence's head movement was so stationary because he was so focused on bulldozing you that he really wasn't moving his head. But there's a way to fix that because he realized that, you know, and that's what I was saying in one of my other videos. You can't be Neo the Matrix and then at the same time, you know what I'm saying, going front foot and bulldozing guys. You're going to get wet a little bit when you go on the front foot. That's just how boxing is. So what he did to fix it is he parries his punches. So he uses a lot of his hands to block the punch.
He does.
You know what I'm saying? And then he throws punches in between your punches so that way it slows your momentum down. And then that way he doesn't really have to feel the punch. So it's just unique how he does it, but he really does not need to use a lot of head movement. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing best. Lateral movement, parry your punch, and then just basically step to the side. So I think that's his game plan. Now, if he fights somebody like a Bud that's a little bit more of a technician, then yeah, he's going to have to use a little bit more head movement. Because the thing with Bud is, you know what I'm saying, Bud throws punches in between bunches, and then Bud has a different acceleration on the punches that he throws.
He does.
So he's very skillful in that regard. So yeah, fighting somebody like that, Spence is going to have more head movement. But everybody else at the welterweight division, because of the fact that their skill set is so below him, Spence don't got to do all of that because he's leaves and shoulders above them.
Hey, someone
just go with the 20,000.
Yeah. Hey, I want to take a picture of that shit. Hey, someone take a picture of that shit and send it to me send it to me. I'm about to make niggas go crazy right now. I'm gonna post that shit on my Instagram. People gonna be like, what the fuck? Hey, I'm gonna black out that COP and just put 20. Someone just donated 20,000. Yeah. Thank you, Sean Jones. Hey, Sean Jones is the king of the super chat now. People go like, hey, our show must be getting better and better because more and more people are chiming in and actually staying. So I guess we'll just keep on talking. Let me know when you get tired of some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the thing. You know, you got two similar personalities, so it is what it is. I think we bouncing off of each other well, so it's gonna live up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Appreciate it. Hey, it's $10. 20, so 10,000 is $5. Gotcha.
$5. Okay.
All right.
So now I know Sean Jones is in Colombia. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
You got Colombia.
He living his best. He out there living his best life. He got 3 of them on each side. He got one on the he got one at the foot of the bed sucking his toes, and he got one on each side. You know what I mean? Hey, but hey, Aubrey asked a good question, and I thought it was rather interesting. I'm gonna read it. Aubrey said, "Barbershop again. It's easy to pick Errol Spence. Tell us how Porter can win if you was in his corner."
Oh, sheesh. Oh. Well, I can tell you this much. This is how Porter could win, and this is how it's going to help him. What Porter is going to have to do is Porter's going to have to use his feet, and Porter is just basically going to have to use his low center of gravity to his advantage. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a shorter fighter, and here's the thing: when somebody's shorter, they can be a bit bothersome if you can't land the punches on them. Because now Spence is actually going to be fighting a fighter where he's actually going to have to lean in to place the punch. Whereas if it's like somebody like a Keith Thurman or somebody else, or Dennis Ugas, he could just place it without having to lean. So every time that he's leaning in, that's when I would tell Sean Porter to just be busy and look like he's throwing something. Because you know how it is with the boxing judges. If you show that you're active and it's what we call that meaningful activity, then the boxing judge will score a point, will give you points for that. So that's what he needs to do. He needs to make it a very dirty, ugly fight. And he needs to make Errol Spence like extremely uncomfortable. He doesn't have nothing in his arsenal to do that. But if he can use his feet all night, if he's in shape all night to be able to do that, and he's able to keep this fight to where he's able to keep Spence on the ropes and smother him, then yeah, I mean, it'll look like he'll win the fight barely. You know what I'm saying? It'd be one of those barely, what they call that split decision. That's what it'd be, a split decision. That's the way I would see it. But there ain't gonna be nothing that he could do that could bulldoze or knock out Errol Spence, because he don't got that kind of punch. He's not known as a knockout artist. So that's what I would say if I was in Sean Porter's corner. And then I would say if you could get a headbutt here and there and punch him in the balls here and there, do that.
Yeah. Hey, no. It's funny you say that. Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owen says, "Who's on the show? This brother is an expert on the breakdowns of boxing." Well, you got to keep on putting. You got to keep on posting so people know who the hell you are. We got to build up your channel for sure.
Yeah, we keep doing that.
Yeah,
man.
every minute. Put that shit in the chat. Niggas don't care. We got 202 people and we started with 140, man. I appreciate y'all, because y'all niggas should be getting some pussy right now. Y'all should be getting y'all dick sucked, something. Y'all should be leaving the club, and I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all niggas are doing an amazing job, because I know some niggas are in New York, you know what I mean, and half asleep. Blue Blood said, "Fuck that, I'm going to bed." That Blue Blood, you still in the building or what? That nigga's, "I'm going to bed. Fuck the bullshit." Oh man, I gotta.
Yeah. Is Blue Blood? Is he on like a rig or something like that? It look like he'd be in a big old truck sometimes.
I believe it's a bus.
Oh, okay.
I believe, and I know he does emergency room work. I don't know exactly his job, but I know he does emergency room work. So that nigga that nigga be going live and the patients be dying. He be like, "Yeah, I got another subscriber though." Boo Boy go live from the moon, dog. That nigga go live. Hey, Boo Boy gonna be able to go live this month. I'm happy. So August something, I believe he can go back going live. The only way Sean Porter is going to. Boo Boy, you still in the building? Oh, nigga, I wasn't done talking bad about you, dog. Shit, I wasn't done. Nigga, I ain't done. Oh man. Anyway, what up, Corey Lee Boxer? That nigga. Hey, Corey Lee, you need to take a piss test, nigga. Hey, Corey Lee is on them fucking. Hey, you clad and you need to go take a VADA test, nigga. Nigga, your biceps look like your quads. What up, Corey Lee? That's my nigga, man. He's the only nigga I know that goes to a fight and parks at a circus. He's the only nigga I know. The only nigga I know that does that shit. I ain't lying, dog. He's the only nigga. We drove 8 miles to drop his car. Parking was $3. We drove 8
man.
miles. Yeah, that nigga.
Oh man.
In Virginia, that nigga
I
funny.
seen a video that he had with Marvelous Jarvis.
Mhm.
I was just watching that earlier today, man. That video was tight.
That shit was good as fuck, Corey Lee. That shit was good as fuck. That nigga came out the gate with a tough question. What was the first question you asked Marvis Jarvis, Corey Lee? Corey Lee, what was the first question you asked Marvis? That shit, I was like, nigga didn't even warm up.
Yeah, man. He came with the drinking one, man. That's what he came up with.
Oh, yeah. The very first, I was like, you didn't even warm up. Drew tight, nigga. You ain't in bed yet? Man, damn, nigga in the Bronx chilling. Something about drinking. That nigga just came out the gate. Nigga, we be fucking with you, Corey Lee. We watch your shit all the time, nigga, for real. Yeah, remember Corey Lee? hey, Corey Lee is a funny nigga, man. Corey Lee, that nigga funny as shit, man. I love that nigga, man. I
like the way Corey Lee was asking the question because Marvelous Jarvis basically said, look, man, who doesn't, you know what I'm saying, have a drink? Who doesn't have fun? You know what I'm saying? But he's not sitting there, you know what I'm saying, hey, another drink.
Yeah, he ain't at home. He's not at home drinking. Remember that? He's not at home. Exactly. That's what he said. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't mind none of them niggas drink. I don't give a fuck. Man. I'm just saying, take care of yourself, man. Like, run that shit out. If you get drunk, drink 2 gallons of water, nigga. Go run the next day. Don't let that shit sit in your system for fucking a week. And you get them fucking, you get your uncle's cheeks and shit and bloodshot, yellow eyes and shit, and your hands changing colors and shit. You don't want none of that shit. Yeah, Drew Tight.
I like Marvelous Jarvis' response about Mayweather because Corey was like, but Mayweather don't drink, he don't smoke. But he's like, he's doing the same thing we doing. He all up in the clubs and doing everything else. So what makes that any different? You know what I'm saying? I just like his response to it.
Yeah. And that was dope too. That shit was dope. I didn't care if it was on your phone. I didn't give a fuck if you was talking through a straw, Corey Lee. That interview was lit, dog. That was like 25-30 minute interview, right? That shit was good, man. Yeah, I enjoyed that shit. I watched that shit like Monday or Tuesday of this week. I remember that shit. Or was it last week? One of the weeks. I remember. Anyways, man. But what else we got to talk about, man? What y'all want to talk about in the chat? How about you put your link again, nigga? Put your link.
I want to know how you feel about Dillian White, man.
Oh, how I feel about Dillian White?
Yeah, Mr. Cokehead.
Fred Eddie said you are paid. I don't worry about that nigga. But anyways, I think Dillian White is a cheater. Plain and simple. This is the second time he's got caught. Listen, I always tell people, when I get pulled over by the police, I say I got caught. I don't even get mad. I swear I'm not the dude that gets mad and yell. And I know I'm on this. I know based off of what y'all see on YouTube. But if I do something wrong, I just sit and say, officer, I did it wrong because I know I did that shit 200 times before I got caught. So I just sit there and I just take the ticket. But if I don't do it, nigga, I'm battling with that officer. But if not, I just sit there and I just take it. Even in college, you know, I never got caught cheating in college, but I got caught cheating one time. One time I got caught cheating on the paper, and the professor gave me a C, and I said, "I'll take the motherfucker. I don't give a fuck." And so if I had got caught in college, I would have said, "I got caught. Fuck, there's nothing I can do." You know what I mean? So that's what it is. So that's what I say about Dillian White is that he got caught. He finally got caught, and that's it. You know what I mean? He got caught, and he's been doing it for a long time, and he needs a punishment. And you know, and he needs to be sued. Eddie Hearn needs to be sued. The BBBOC, whatever it is, British Board Boxing Commission, BBFC, needs to be sued. Like all these sanctioning bodies and entities need to be sued and need to be prosecuted because you should have given Oscar Rivas a decision. Oscar Rivas would have said yes. I have no doubt he would have said yes because he's looking like shit. I'm gonna get an extra $250,000. He would have got extra money to fight Dillian White. You understand what I'm saying? So, so I think that it should have been like an option for him. You know what I mean? So
I actually wanted him to be clean and not be a repeat offender, because I'm sick and tired of this narrative that Deontay Wilder, of all people, that's why I don't understand why people don't understand the greatness of Deontay Wilder. But that's neither here nor there. But he would be ducking Dillian White. I actually wanted Dillian White in the ring with Deontay Wilder, so Deontay Wilder can land that super commitment right or that commitment left on his ass and send his ass packing. That's what I really wanted. But now we ain't getting that, because you know how Deontay Wilder is. Once you cheat on that level, he ain't messing with you.
Well, he don't like He don't like what they stand for. You know what I mean? So I genuinely can't see none of that shit flying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that I would have loved to see Deontay Wilder knock out Dillian White over here in America at Barclay. I don't think it's gonna happen no time soon. I just say avoid all the motherfuckers at all costs. After you go beat up Luis Ortiz, which I think is his toughest fight on the road to 50. 51 now. I don't know if you count that. I don't know if Conor McGregor fights counts it does count. So Floyd Mayweather is literally 50-0. So on his road to 51-0-1, I think that after he gets past Luis Ortiz, he can go knock out Andy Ruiz, and then he can go knock out whoever else. And I think it's just clean sledding there. I wouldn't give Tyson Fury a paycheck. I wouldn't. Or you go knock out Anthony Joshua, but I wouldn't give Tyson Fury. I don't want him eating off my plate. I just don't want him, man.
I feel you on that. But I think the reason why he's doing that is because Deontay Wilder has this thing. You know, it's that Floyd Mayweather thing in him where he got to run it back, because he wants everything to be definitive. Yeah, and that's what I respect about him. He doesn't want you to ever say, "Oh, he had this questionable fight." He wants you to know the second time around, just like he's doing with Ortiz. Because that whole 7th round, he wants to eliminate that. And then Tyson Fury with that whole, he outboxed him. Nah, he want to get his ass out of there. So I think it's more so that than anything else.
Yeah, that nigga was still around. Hey, Corey Lee, put your link in the chat room so people can subscribe to your channel. Yeah, I think that he was still around, jumping up and down in between rounds, dancing to the fucking song. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I just don't want that. Yes, ice season, baby. That's what he says. Man.
Did you count 13?
14.
Because I counted 13.
I counted 14.
I counted 13. 13. Oh, you counted 14. I counted a 13 count in that fight against Tyson Fury. Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was too long, man. All that shit, because the count starts when his glove touch, not when his back touch. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They gave him a reprieve. And then the referee started counting. But see, you know what's funny? Like Anthony Joshua, who was a unified champion, in the Ruiz fight, didn't even get that same reprieve. That's funny as hell.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is mad funny. I thought about that shit too. Yeah, they did give He Knows His Sports is on. Go subscribe to He Knows His Sports. Go subscribe to He Knows His Sports. He's giving y'all his Friday night, even though he still got time to go to the club because the nigga's in Alaska. You know what I mean? He still got time to go rub on a thick one, and we over here about to pass out and shit. It's damn near 11 o'clock over here in LA, but we getting it in though, man. We just having a good time.
Yeah, man, we getting it in. Damn right, we getting it in. It's about 9:49 over here. We getting it in, man.
Yeah, it's still early. 9:49. 10:40. You only an hour ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm only an hour behind you.
Oh, man. Excuse me, hour behind. See, that's how dumb I am. Yeah, I'm thinking y'all on Celsius and shit. Hey,
yeah. Well, you know what's funny? You know what's funny when you say that? Because our Florida is Hawaii, so Hawaii is like an hour behind us. You know what I'm saying? So when I go there, it's like, okay, I got to get used to that because it's just one more extra hour. Now, the funny part about it is, I'm originally from Florida, you know, the Miami area. So every time I go down to Florida, I got to jump 4 hours ahead. But that trips me out. When anytime it's behind, it's like, okay, I'm getting more time. But then when I go ahead, I feel like I'm losing time.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's like that with you too when you got travel from East Coast to West Coast.
Yeah. Oh, it's always weird. Yeah, it's done weird. How far is Hawaii from you?
Hawaii is it's about 2,000 miles.
Oh, so 2/3.
You gotta go
3.5
Yeah,
hours.
because you gotta go from Anchorage to Seattle, and then you take the Seattle flight all the way to Hawaii.
So you couldn't swim at all? No way.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah, it's I've never been. I'm gonna get to. So tell us about the Northern Lights.
Oh, the Northern Lights, man! It's an experience that you got to experience for yourself. It's beautiful. It's like it's not black, man. It looks more like green.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the color of money. That's what it looks like at night.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like just you see a black sky and you see nothing but green lights. You know, so and it comes like usually in like the winter time. Like I would say like October, November, December. And the thing with Alaska that's trippy, that's why I have to get out of the state itself and go to other states, is 2.5 months out of the year it'll be dark 24/7, and then 2.5 months out of the year it'll be daylight 24/7.
Really?
So that kind of tripped you out. Yeah. So
Why?
around those times when it's happening, I'm usually traveling.
Oh, so you travel quite a bit then? You go to Florida a lot?
Not just Florida, man. Like the last time, me and the wifey we went to Walla Walla in Washington.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm always going like different places and stuff.
Beautiful.
Like that, 'cause you got to get out of Alaska because it's a dry state. It's really dry. Yeah, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And it's a unique experience for what it is, but it's just not like the lower 48. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can tell that there's a reason why they call it the last frontier, because it really is the last frontier. It's not as advanced.
Really? Can you see Russia?
Yeah,
Can you see Russia from your living room?
Russia boards one of the Bush locations. That's where Sarah Palin stay actually in Nome.
Oh, so you actually can see Russia. I was joking.
Yeah, she could see it because she's not in the bigger city. She's in one of the Bush areas. Yeah.
How far?
There's the big city, which is Anchorage and Fairbanks, and then you have all of the Bush areas. And this is where you get like the real, whatever you guys think Alaska is with, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
snow
really
dogs
not
and
much. Yeah, that's what you get in like those areas, in the Bush areas, like Nome and all of those places. So, but that's where she stays at.
So you really can see Russia?
She can see it.
No, for real. No bullshit.
I haven't been over there, but from the people that I know that have lived there, they can see it because there's a border between where Alaska and Russia, you know what I'm saying?
How far is it? And then how far is it from each other? Because you can't drive there, right?
Nah, you can't drive. You gotta swim. Like there's an ocean there right in between. But if you ride in a plane, it's probably maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hour ride.
How far is the boat ride if you gotta ride the boat?
Ooh, I don't know. That probably be longer. But I can tell you this much: Russia used to, you know what I'm saying? Alaska used to be theirs before the United States occupied it. So you could see why, because it's so close to it.
Wow, I thought that was just like a campaign fluke, like a flaw when she said that. Because I'm like, you can see Russia. Like I was laughing my ass off because obviously the narrative was she wasn't intelligent enough to run a country. You know what I mean? So I actually ran with that narrative. I didn't do no research or nothing. I just ran with it.
Yeah, you can tell. And the thing is Nome is also known as a place that has gold all over the place, man.
Gold?
It's like a gold. Yeah, it's
like the 49ers. Okay,
gold.
Dope.
Yeah, there's like gold that actually grows like unlimited out there. So a lot of people just go there for that whole tourist field.
Okay, someone asked them maps be lying. How many miles would you say Nome is from the shorelines of Russia?
Wow, I would say Nome and Russia. Probably, if I have to put a thumb on it, I would say maybe anywhere between 500 to 1,000 miles.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, so it's far.
Yeah, because it's about the way that we do it when we think of flying. because it's an hour. If it's an hour and a half, 2 hour flight, that's about 700 and something miles. So yeah, since it's an hour and a half, 2 hour flight, I would think anywhere between 750 to 1,000 miles, something like that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Well,
okay.
That's why you could see how it was occupied by them, because they're really close.
Yeah, they're really close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When are you making it down to the lower 48 for a fight?
That's the thing. I'm glad you asked that question. Well, hey man, I mean, now we chopping it up. Hopefully this could be a long tenure thing. Maybe I could just jump on one of these fights that you guys are hosting. You, Blue Blood, and all these other guys. Man, I'm game. I'm game. You just gotta let me know when y'all gonna be having these fights, and I'll be down there, man.
September 28th, we got something big brewing. We gonna have a good time. Hey, Blue Blood, are you coming to Cali? He gonna say yeah because it's a month and a half away. I don't even know why the fuck I'm even asking. Why would you say no in the chat, right? Like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be there, dog. Hell yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, of course he's gonna be there. Yeah, I know y'all gonna be covering the fight or whatnot, but the 20. I know the September 28th one. I won't make that one, but I can definitely position myself for like the next one after or something like that, because that's the questions I've been getting. Folks been asking me, when you gonna go to these fights or whatnot. That's what I want to do next. You know what I'm saying? Start going to these fights and getting the actual fight experience itself up live. See what that experience is all about.
Have you ever been to a live fight?
Nah, I've never been to a live
fight.
Yeah,
it's oh my god, it's exhilarating. Oh man, fight night in Vegas, fight night anywhere now. Like Vegas is like one of my. Thank y'all for the chat. We LGBCTs, y'all. $50,000. Good lord, I gotta take a picture of this shit. $50,000. I can't, because I might unplug you, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a picture of that shit. $50,000. Man, let the haters reign.
Exactly.
Oh man, that shit is classic, dog. 50,000, man. I appreciate you hanging in with us, Sean Joe. Hey, how's Colombia, dog? How's Colombia? How much it costs down there? How much
it must be? Hey, that US dollar go far.
Yeah. And are you in the military? Inquiring minds. Well, I already know the chat want to know, man. What's it like in Colombia? I think I've been to Colombia. Is San Jose where? San Jose is not Colombia. San Jose is San Jose
California, right?
No. San Jose is the capital of Colombia, or no? I think I don't know. Is it Colombia? I don't know. I've been to some of them South American. I'm drawing a blank now. But anyways, man, what else is going on in the sport?
When you said San Jose, I was like,
yeah. Oh, Costa Rica. San Jose is in Costa.
There you go.
Costa Rica is the only country in North America that doesn't have a military.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the only they just don't fight. You know what I mean? They just put their hands up, don't shoot.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Because I'm of Haitian descent. We don't got no military. We don't got no military either.
Really?
But that's because it's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. That I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, true that. Oh, Gervonta Ennis is coming back August 23rd. But what I don't like about that fight is he's fighting at junior middleweight. He's too young. He's too young to be fighting at junior middleweight, man. He's a phenomenal talent. I like him a lot. I actually reached out to him on Instagram and he never responded back. One, I wanted to try and represent him some way. I want to get a piece of the pie because I think he's that talented. And two, I want to interview the kid. I want to get a feel for him before I actually just start talking about the kid. I want to hear what he sounded like, And so he never responded back. I don't even know if he looked at the message, but he never responded back. So
I like him, to be honest with
God
you.
Gifted, isn't
he? I like him at 147.
Yeah, 147, dog. Don't start playing with your weight now, man. Get your ass in the gym and bust your ass. You ain't fought since January. You should be able to make weight, man. January, February, man. I think you're a phenomenal talent, Gervonta Ennis. I think you can represent Philadelphia well. You look like you're going to be a unified world champion at some point. But go to 47. Don't start fighting fighting weight and just giving in and saying you're gonna be a junior middleweight because you believe you're fighting a lesser opponent. Don't do it now. Oh, he ain't fought since November. Oh shit, it's been damn near 10 months. Tell him to get his ass in the gym. I'm telling you guys, if Shakur Stevenson takes on Joey Gonzalez,
he really should not be fighting at no damn middleweight if it's been that long. That's ridiculous.
Nah, he should have been able to make weight. He should have been able to, because he's young.
But he's having promotional problems from what I'm hearing. So that could be a lot.
I know that to be true. I know that to be true because I was inquiring about him just through people in boxing. I was like, "Do you know any info on Gervonta?" Is like, "Yeah, he got like 3 managers or some shit like that." So I said, "Well, it ain't none of my business. 2 or 3 managers. I have no idea if it's true or not, but that's what they told me because I haven't spoken."
You should just come on over and get it advised by Al Haymon, man, and be done with that, man. I mean, like, I don't think he would have been able to. He would be having all these issues if Al Haymon was advising him.
Yeah, but now you got to cut that pie again. Mazuma TV, go to the boxing scene. I read on an article. He said junior middleweight, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
junior middleweight. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. We ain't talk about Regis. Everyone's talking about that shit. We should just start the show off with that. Regis and what's that kid's name?
Broner?
Yeah, Adrien Broner. Yeah.
Man, Regis
damn, he got a 720 deal. That Cash G, you funny as a motherfucker. I'm gonna use that shit. He ain't get no 360. Been around the world and yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
720 deal.
Damn.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Regis will park Adrien Broner's ass.
He will park him.
Yeah, he'll park him.
Wow.
Broner, you seen Broner the other day, man. Broner looked like he aged about 10 years overnight, man.
He's aged.
Yeah. He just looks beat up, and he just looks like he should just not be boxing anymore. And you know, real talk, he seemed like he got some serious mental issues, man. The way he's talking, he need help. He need help, man. And it just seemed like he's a train wreck waiting to happen. I don't want to see him in the ring. I really don't care to see any fights because the last hope that I had on him in the Manny Pacquiao fight, he threw that all down the drain. I thought he was going to come to fight. I mean, if you can't motivate yourself for a big money fight like that, what you going to motivate yourself for?
Facts.
So,
Facts.
I'm like, my hopes in him is over. It's done.
Main event, Mark. That's what we talking about right now. Got to hear your thoughts on Prograis versus AB. You know AB. Alaskan bastard. What else?
Yeah.
Alaskan.
And Prograis is not fighting in the WBSS because he has money problems himself too. He pulled out.
Yeah,
he's gonna be fighting John Taylor.
I told everybody that shit. People like, nah, you're wrong. I said, nah, nigga, they ain't got no money. They ain't got no money. But Mark, man, here's what I think about Regis Prograis and Adrien Broner. I think this will be one of Adrien Broner's best fights. I think Adrien Broner will have to fight. He's been fighting for his life for so long. I think Regis Prograis is like I'm not too familiar with Regis. I'm not the guy that's gonna sit here and lie. It's like, oh man, I've been like how they doing that Inoue kid. Ain't nobody seen a Inoue fight from the beginning. Who's seen all Inoue fight? Everybody's saying Inoue is a killer. He's this. I ain't seen a nigga fight but 2 times. Like, and he knocked the nigga out in he probably fought a total of 6 rounds. I think 7 rounds. But I haven't really been following Regis just of the last year. I've been keeping up with Regis Prograis. So I can't sit and say I really know who Regis Prograis is. I've seen his last 2 fights, blow for blow. And he has a lot of defensive flaws to me. I don't know if Adrien Broner can take advantage of him. He's very heavy-handed, so you can counter him. And that fight would be at a catch weight 144. I don't know if that's Adrien Broner's best weight. I don't know that, but I would have it. I don't know about that fight. I genuinely don't know who would win. I know Vegas would have Regis Prograis because he has the belt.
If it was Broner prior to the Maidana fight, then yeah, I'd pick Broner because I think Marcos Maidana broke Adrien Broner's will, man. That's what I just felt after that fight. he has not been the same. But Adrien Broner, in terms of talent, he's more talented than Regis Prograis, hands down. You know what I'm saying? Even, you know what I'm saying, one of my favorite fighters, and I know he's probably one up there as one of your favorites, the great Andre Ward. He's always talking about how if he wished that he was in a boxing ring, he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, how he overcame both of the Sergey Kovalev fights and stuff like it was just like right.
I would like to watch
fresh
that
after, it was fresh after he retired or whatnot. But he was talking about Adrien Broner, and he mentioned how Adrien Broner is a product of a guy that's just, you know, he's making all of the wrong decisions. And I think at that time, that's when he talked about the 7th round and up will let you know what type of lifestyle the fighter fights outside of the ring. And he basically used Adrien Broner as the example. He said, I mean, just look at his career. You know what I'm saying? You could tell the way that he lived his lifestyle outside of the ring, the 7 rounds and up, always exposed that. And then he gave the examples in the Kovalev fight, where that's why he was able to take Kovalev to deep waters. That's the thing with Adrien Broner. Like, if Adrien Broner did not have that heavy drinking lifestyle that he had and that heavy partying lifestyle, and he didn't take the Marcos Maidana fight too early, because I'm one of those guys, I have that old school boxing mind. Like, I see a lot of these young cats, they want to fight fighters and then they want to push the cart before the horse. I don't believe in that. I believe like there's levels to this stuff. It's like Meek Mill say, man, there's gears. So you got to work your way up, get step up fights after step up fights until you at that level. Because you want your skill set to match your mouth. And if that doesn't happen, then it's like, okay, when you finally do get exposed, like the super duper hype job, Teofimo Lopez, he got exposed. You know what I'm saying? And I get flack for people saying that I call him a super duper hype job, but he's the one that said that he can knock out Loma. He's the one that said that, you know, he's on that level, and then he got exposed in the Nakatani fight. See, that's a clear example of you not really, really putting the cart before the horse. You know what I'm saying? Not taking the time to develop your skills. So that's the thing with Adrien Broner. He had this mentality like, oh, anybody can get it. I'm the can man. You know what I'm saying? And Mayweather was trying to push him back. Like, you're not ready for that fight, man. Marcos Maidana's on another level. Yeah. So I felt like if he never fought that fight, he would have been in a different position.
And that was his first fight at 47, right? Or 40? Yep. Yeah, that was his first fight.
No, not first fight at 47 because he fought Paulie Malignaggi.
Oh, yeah, he sure did. Yeah, but
that fight exposed him because it was real close, and Paulie Malignaggi had his moments against him.
Yeah, he did. But he was actually a dog in that Maidana fight. I didn't like his lack of discipline early in the round. Even if you got knocked down, don't jump up. You know what I mean? Wait till the count gets to 7 or 6.5 or something like that. Somebody in the chat says, is the event open to Mexicans? Only if you bring tequila and 3 women. That is it. If you can't have one without the other. So if you don't have the 3 women and or the tequila, you are unfucking invited. All right. So no Mexicans if you don't bring 3 women and tequila. All right.
and none of that cheap tequila too, man.
Yeah, don't get that Kirkland shit. No Kirkland. Don't go to Costco and get that Kirkland shit, motherfucker. Yeah, man.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. Barbershop. Hey, some of them Kirkland brands be knocking though. Yeah.
I don't drink, but what I do is always go to Costco and buy alcohol for that party. Always get like, because Ciroc is only like $20, you know what I mean, at Costco. So I just do, instead of paying $50 at the fucking liquor bank or some shit like that. So I always go get my liquor from there. We got one on not too far from my house. But yeah, you're more than welcome. Yeah, as long as you can handle it. Bring them all, dog. Because if I can't handle it, I'll tag my partner and say, "Hell, I need help. Exactly. Yeah. What up, Town Biz? What it do? Sweet Science. What up? Heavy hitter. Deion Sanders has been in here since the beginning. Prime time. What it do, dog? TC the Crisis. What it do? Priceless. What up, man? We appreciate y'all tuning in. But I think Adrien Broner knows how to carry himself in the fight. You know what I mean? I think that's what he does. You know what I mean? I think that maybe, I don't know, can Regis go 12 rounds? Can he? I'm asking.
Regis?
Yeah. Like,
yeah, Regis can go 12 rounds. He's built for that. I mean,
I'm not an expert on him. I'm honest. I'm not an expert on Regis. Like, I'm not.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Regis needs to. You were right in assessing his boxing ability. There's some things that he needs to work on, but what he's really good at is he's a physically dominant fighter. Like, he fights physically strong, and he basically likes to turn it on to basically break the will of his opponents. That's how he fights. So he tries to dominate you with his physicality.
Gotcha.
And he's real good at doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like a poor man's rendition of what Errol Spence does, if that makes sense.
Really? He has a boxing pedigree too? Oh, you talking about just the physicality of it?
The physicality.
Oh, the physicality part. Okay, I got you.
Because he's not the consistent machine that Spence is with it. You know what I'm saying? He kind of does it in an awkward way. So that's why I'm like a poor rendition of it. But he's physical though. Like, he really takes over. Because that fight that he had against Correll, he really dominated him in the second half of the fight. He used all his physicality. And that strength and conditioning coach that he has in his team, that guy has him in peak shape.
He's a machine, right?
Yeah, he has him like a machine and just ready to go 12 rounds, nonstop. That's why I know with the way that Adrien Broner is looking lately, with him blowing up weight so much,
big. Broner does look big.
He ain't gonna last in that fight. Now I won't be surprised if Prograis don't stop him. I would be surprised.
When Regis announces his next fight, I'm gonna go back and watch his last 10 fights, and I'll be organically excited. I'm not organically excited to go watch Regis Prograis when I got Errol Spence, Sean Porter. I'm just looking forward to that shit. You know what I mean? I'm watching it. Go ahead.
Since you talking about Regis Prograis, you got to mention Bud, man, because Prograis been calling Bud out for the because from a technical standpoint, Bud never defended his 140 undisputed title. He just got the thing and left. You know what I'm saying? There was no title defenses. And Prograis was right there ready to be one of those guys that he could have defended against.
Yeah.
And Prograis been wanting that work. And recently his strength and conditioning coach, that's why I'm surprised you and Blue Blood and y'all didn't cover that. But his strength and conditioning coach got slapped to the mouth. I think I did a video on that about him saying that Prograis was steamroll Spence and Crawford.
Who said that?
Prograis' strength and conditioning coach.
He said that
a few months back.
Really?
He said that a few months back. He said Prograis. He said Spence ain't all that y'all think he's cracked up to be. Bud is Bud. You know what I'm saying? Makes a lot of mistakes in the ring, and he needs a fighter like Prograis that could basically hit him back. And we'll see if Crawford gets hits back in his face or he got somebody that's touching him up, you'll see how he folds.
Sir Ken, please find that video. Somebody find that video. Please send it to my DM. Silent Heroes, please. I got to see that shit.
You need to counter back on that because that strength and conditioning coach said that Prograis was steamroll Spence and Crawford. Steamroll. That was his term.
Man, Errol Spence would beat. Man, come on. And just based off what I know about Terrence Crawford beats Prograis too. But I think Prograis is tough enough. Prograis may be physical enough where he can withstand it, man. Oh, it's a Fight Hype video. Please find it, dog. Please find it. I don't even know his strength and conditioning coach name, but I've been following him for some time, so I know.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh because he sounds like he's missing a few screws when he talks, but I knew he was missing a few screws just off of his speech impediment, but then when he went into the steamroll, I was like, okay, here we go. I get it. He's trying to push Prograis up, but come on now, you gonna mention Spence? So I was like, you crazy, man. You crazy.
Oh man, it's just well, they gonna get their shot because Regis I don't think he'll get a shot at Ramirez. It don't make sense because wait a minute, Regis is WBA champion, right?
Yep. And the thing is he would have had his shot at Ramirez because I think he would have beat Josh Taylor, to be honest with you. But the thing is now that is off, I think what they're gonna do is they're probably gonna have Taylor versus Ramirez. But if I was Prograis, this is my honest opinion because he looks like he's outgrowing 140. I would just fight one more fight at 140 and then bounce my ass up to 147 because he's looking too big for 140.
Yeah, he's looking big, fool. So what belt is free? IBF?
Well,
IBF is free? What
well,
belt is
I would
free
say
at 140?
I would say he
No,
needs
the
to.
IBF, no. The
No,
WBC belt.
IBF is with Spence. The IBF is with Spence.
Yeah. No,
You talking about 147
no.
or 140?
140, Ramirez has a WBO and IBF. No, he has a WBC and a WBO belt, right?
Yep.
Okay. So who has the WBO belt at 140? No. I apologize. I stand corrected. Who has a WBC belt at 140? No.
The WBC?
No. Ramirez has a WBC. What belt am I? The WBA is the IBF. Who has the IBF strap at 140? Oh, IBF, Josh Taylor. He has it. Okay, got you. Thank you. Okay. So they're gonna have to unify just on the cuff. You know what I mean? Just on the cuff of just making the fight. So the promoters gonna have to come together and make that fight on their own. You know what I mean?
Because he would have walked away. He would have walked away with both belts.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is he's not fighting in the tournament anymore. So I don't know if he's just going to be forced to fight his mandatory with the WBO, or if he's in a position to where I don't know, man. If I was Prograis, I would just chalk it up and move to 147 because he looks big at 140.
He does look big
because that's where the action is at.
He does look big. Like he looks like super big, and he looks strong too. He looks strong. I want to see him in a fight. I've only seen him dominate. I need to see him fight.
We'll see him at 147. He could work his way up. There's so many fighters there. He could fight. He could take on an interim fight. You know what I'm saying? And fight like a Josecito Lopez or something like. Because Josecito Lopez is like a gatekeeper, man. He could fight somebody like that and build his way up. You know what I'm saying? And then possibly fight like a Jesse Vargas, or possibly fight. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he would be that skillful to fight him at that point, but I would say the next level would be Ugas, because it seems like Ugas is in a crossroads where he should be fighting one of the top guys, but then none of them are like really fighting him because his last fight was Omar Figueroa. So I think he could work his way up from Josecito Lopez, and if he wins that fight, then fight somebody like Ugas, and if he wins that fight, then he can position himself with one of the top guys. Mm-hmm. That's the way that I would see it. But Prograis just needs to go to 147.
Yeah, he's gonna have to at some point, especially for the money. I mean, if he wants, it seemed like he wants to be a legend, and if you want to be a legend, you deserve to get compensated. So he's gonna have to go to 147. And I think he's gonna have to go sign with Al Heyman. But I heard the reason why he didn't sign with Al Heyman because of the activity. He wanted to fight more than twice a year, but if you're getting paid millions of dollars, you're gonna be like, hold up, I'll fight twice a year and get paid like I'm fighting 4 times,
Exactly. And the other side of it too is, he could also look at this Matchroom Sports with DAZN. Sure. I mean, they fight their fighters a lot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Look at Tevin Farmar, man. Tevin Farmar has fought like 4 or 5 times as many times as Gervonta Tank Davis. So they fight their fighters.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, what do you think about Tevin Farmar and Tank? Smash the like button, y'all. Can we get the 160? Get the 160, y'all.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Smash it. It's anonymous.
Farmar,
go ahead.
Tevin Farmar is a defensive fighter, but the common opponent lets me know Tank Davis is gonna park his ass, and that's Jose Pedraza. Mm-hmm. Because Jose Pedraza KO'd Tevin Farmar, and Tank just basically flatlined him, man. That's why I know if Tank is focused and Tank can continue to just start now fighting step-up fights, he can position himself for that Loma fight. I know that. He has the skills because he has a unique set of skills where it's kind of like a mixture of Roy Jones and meets Mike Tyson type. You know what I'm saying? Because he has that dominating power, but then he has that athleticism to get in and get out and weave out of those punches. So I just want him to fight. The next person I want Tank Davis to fight would be a Tevin Farmar. Mm-hmm. And if he can't get a Tevin Farmar, let's have that DMV clash between him and Gary Russell Jr. because Gary Russell Jr. was calling his ass out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All those fights make sense. I definitely want to see the unification between he and Tevin Farmar because I want them guys to get paid, man. Stop doing all. See, the point is, man, you want to get to a position where you're fighting the best and getting the best paycheck. Like, that's the goal, right? And you're getting it. Tevin Farmer, you're fighting the best guy at 130. Tank Davis is the best guy at 130, man. Give the guy the credit. He's best. He passes the eye test. He looks special. Fight the motherfucker, get your $1 million check. Put a rematch clause in there. Even if you feel like you're going to lose that fight, work your way to the 8th round. Get to the 8th round as best you can. If he knocks you down in the 8th round, something, he stops you, it doesn't matter. You get a rematch 6 months later. You get another $1 million payday, and you can work your way back and ride off into the sunset, you know? And by that time, Gary Russell will be moving up to 130, and then maybe they can parlay that into a pay-per-view. I don't know. Maybe Gary Russell gets a little bit more active, you know, and Gary Russell's got to get more active, man. He got to get out more. You know, he got to start covering the fight. Thank God his brothers are fighting, because he does more interviews now because his brothers are fighting pretty often
now. It's interesting you said that because that's another dude people are sleeping on. His younger brother, Gary Antuanne Russell. Mm-hmm. That boy is going to be a problem, man. I know they're making a lot of.
Is that the brown skin one? Is that the brown skin one?
Yeah, he's the brown skin one.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
he's a little taller than 5'9". Yeah. So he basically, to me, I'm looking at him and I'm looking at Jerron Boots Ennis. Mm-hmm. If Jerron Boots Ennis could stay at 147, as those guys to take over 147 is as part of the next class. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm looking at. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I know everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of folks are caught up in this Virgil Ortiz hype. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know, I see a okay fighter, a good fighter, but I'm not really caught up in him like that. I feel like Boots and Antuanne Russell, to me, are better prospects. That's just my opinion.
Well, I'm gonna watch Virgil Ortiz probably on the replay. I'm not gonna watch him live, but I'll watch him on the replay somewhere, somehow, and I'll make my assessment. Roscoe is the 2020 version of Mauricio Herrera now. Durable opponent, fights well. You know what I mean? He's not a world beater, but he's going to get paid to his job is to get these guys ready. And right now, maybe he gets an upset. I don't know, but we'll see tomorrow. But I'm interested to hear him because I've been hearing his name.
Because it's interesting you said that, because the Mauricio Herrera fight was not a real step-up fight because he fought decrepit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mauricio Herrera.
Yeah, Mauricio Herrera.
He was done.
Like
you know what I'm saying? So
damn, he was done.
No, go ahead.
No, Brian David. Good night, King. Good night. And Mark Wunderlich, shout out to you, man. You said you in Utah, man. You probably the only guy in Utah that follows me for real, because I know them motherfuckers ain't fucking with me. But anyways, man, I appreciate you though, man. I really appreciate you. But tell me what we talking about.
Appreciate you, Brian.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, no, we were talking about it's gonna come back to me. We was talking about Virgil Ortiz.
Oh, Virgil Ortiz
and Mauricio Herrera. But see, here's the thing: like, that's not a real step-up fight because Mauricio Herrera was already beaten down and downtrodden. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he's been defeated ever since he was robbed of that Danny Garcia fight that he clearly won. Mm-hmm. He's not been the same. He hasn't been the same since. So to me, Virgil Ortiz is still a prospect that has to prove himself. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting you mentioned Antonio Orozco, because that dude is going to be his real step-up fight.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be able to gauge him at that point.
Yeah.
Then I can be able to say, okay, is he for real?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sir Ken said it was 3 months ago. Regis put Spence on notice. Fight hype 11-7. I don't know what that means. 11-7. You got to send me the video in my send me the video in my Instagram or my email. All right, my Instagram is Silent Heroes, SILENTHEROS. Send it to my DM. I really want to watch that shit. I ain't got nothing but time tonight.
You gonna laugh your head off the second after you done watching it, because you're gonna listen, because it's not really Prograis, because Prograis not saying nothing. Mm-hmm. It's the strength and conditioning coach that's gonna have you laugh. Yeah, because he put some of the most outrageous stuff in that video.
He's basically promoting himself by saying his fighter can beat Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. He's just basically, and he's smart. You know what I mean? Sometimes the empty barrel got to make the most noise. You know what I mean? So,
yep.
But Virgil is Brian Grady said Virgil is a bad man. Just watch. Larry Merchant's ego says Ortiz versus Hooker battle for Dallas. Oh, Virgil Ortiz. We'll see. Mark Wunderlich, your son caught a 36-inch fish tonight. Damn, that's a big ass fish.
Damn.
That's half my size.
Yeah, that is.
Damn.
It is.
LDBC protecting Charlo and Andrade big time. No, Andrade pulled out of that fight 3 years ago. So I don't know if you may be new to boxing, Rusty Spigo, but Andrade pulled out of that fight 3 years ago. So I wouldn't even go down that. I wouldn't even go down that aisle with Andrade. Andrade's too unpredictable, man. He's literally.
I put that link in there for you.
Oh, you did? Hopefully it shows up.
Yeah.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, I put it in there for you.
Damn. You sent it to my DM.
The title of the video is Regis Prograis puts Mikey, Garcia, Spence, and Crawford on notice. Coach says he bulldozes all three.
What up, Jay? What was you texted to me?
Yeah, I put it in the comment, but I'm gonna text it to you right now.
Oh, it didn't come up. That's why. It don't show the links. That's why it don't show the links at all.
You know what I noticed? Because I tried to do it on my phone as well too. I think it is moderating on your end that you gotta do to allow me to be able to put the link on there. Because when I put it in,
gotcha.
When I put it in, in the phone, it just like didn't show up.
So I gotta pop out toggle participants right here. So what does that mean? Oh, I don't know what that means, but anyways, back to our regularly scheduled program. I'm trying to pop out chat. What does that mean? Oh, okay. Pop out chat. I'm learning how to do this shit, y'all. I'm learning. Toggle. Oh, that's all. No, I don't want that shit. All right, cool. So yeah, I was just going through some options right now so I can learn. What else we got to talk about?
Yeah, just I don't know, man. Like I think
we gave enough content. 2 hours and 30 minutes.
We've been at it for a minute, so I'm winding down myself too. But I'm thinking, what I really wanted to ask you, and it's like just more so like what you do in terms of, you know what I'm saying, like what goes into the preparation process in terms of like you gearing yourself up when you got to go and, like interview a fighter. Do you like have things like prep, you know what I'm saying? Do you have like a script, or do you just kind of like have a certain routine that you go by, you know what I'm saying, when you do it?
Honestly, y'all videos and y'all comments, I do my best to watch every video that I can. I do my best to read every comment that I can when I'm thinking of the questions that I'm going to ask, because I'm always going to ask, no matter who it is, matter who it is, I'm going to ask the question that father is thinking when he's watching his son watching HBO on Saturday night. When I was a kid, it was HBO, with Emmanuel Stewart and all them guys. So I'm always going to ask those questions. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm always going. And that's just it. And where I get the questions from and the posts is from y'all. Honestly, no lie, no bullshit. This ain't no cliche type shit. I don't ask how much money they make, where they gonna live, where they shopping at. I'm gonna ask. I can't afford to waste time. I may throw a softball question to get their attention. You know what I mean? But outside of that, I'm definitely gonna ask the questions y'all think. So I do. I have a question sheet always in my pocket. Always have a question sheet in my pocket, and it derives from your videos, your comments, and the feel. Like I always know, even if it's just words, they have energy. So as I'm reading it, I'm feeling your energy off the comments too. So I know that question takes precedence. If I'm only gonna get one question, I gotta ask this question. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really. It's not personal for me with these fighters. I never asked them. I don't think I've ever asked a question out of personal satisfaction. I don't think I've ever I probably have, because I'm human. But I'm saying if I've asked 10,000 questions, I would say 9,900 of them have been not for me. I've never asked a question for me. I'm being honest. Like I do it for y'all. You understand what I'm saying? And that's it. I'm always gonna do it. Y'all motherfuckers in here what is it? 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30 on the East
Exactly.
Coast. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just who I am, man. I've always been a team guy. I was a point guard. I never was the best player. Sometimes the smartest. You know what I mean? And I've
You
always
got
been.
that Floyd general mentality.
Yeah, I've always been a leader per se, and I know how to pretend not to be a leader. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I know what you mean.
so I know how to play my role as well. And
basically bullshit your way through.
yeah. So and that's kind of what I do. I pay my way to these
Yeah,
fights.
one of my favorite interviews was that one with Eddie Hearn, man. I like the way what you call him? Mental midget or midget millionaire? Which one was it?
I called him a mental midget. I should have called him a midget.
There you go, mental midget. No, I think it caught his attention because it seemed like he was like he wanted to know questions about your taxes, man.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody asks you questions about your taxes, that means they looking at you, man.
Yeah, he was interrogated. He probably he stayed up all night, watched all my videos.
Yeah.
He went to my page and typed in Eddie Hearn and watched all the videos I did on Eddie Hearn because he knew too much about me. I'm like, how do you know I've had 14 residences? What he was trying to say was I've been to court probably 14 times because I've had evictions. You know what I mean? Like once a month I go to court. You know what I mean? It's someone who's overstayed, they welcome or something like that. And I mean, it's nothing big. It's not important. Like I'm not a criminal. It's just that they want to live rent free for 2 months. So they go through the process and they don't show up. That's typically how it goes for the most part. You know what I mean? So Rusty, that kid is a moron and isn't worth the response from Fred. Rusty's spot. I don't know who he is, but yeah, man.
But that's the thing, like, when you are, what I'm saying, a owner of multiple properties, you're gonna have those situations.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal. And I'm pretty transparent too. Like I'm not I've been humbled before. I've spent 2 nights in jail. You know what I mean? I've been poor. I've been laid off. Like I've gone through that. So let's celebrate together now. Barbershop conversations. We fucking celebrate, nigga. We celebrate.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm glad you shared that story, man, because that was one of the better interviews, and I like the Spence interview where he kind of opened up.
Yeah, he's opening up a little bit more.
Yeah, and he talked about, what I'm saying, his farm partners, and to me it confirmed everything that I was thinking way up here in Alaska. I'm like, I know this dude be sparring big ass dudes, and then when he said that his regular sparring partners was a light heavy and 2 middleweights, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's why he's bulldozing cats, because he fighting people that's way heavier than him.
Yeah.
So that lets me know these small guys can't hang with him.
Yeah. He had a 168 guy in the gym.
Man, that's crazy.
When I was there, they didn't spar. I was there, but they said that was one of the sparring partners. Legendary Topcast, the only nigga I know that go to bed early and wake up late. The only nigga I know in the world. I went to Houston.
So how you felt about the Andre Ward? Because I like those interviews, especially when it got testy between the both of you guys. You know what I'm saying? I like the way that you kept your composure. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people looked at it as maybe you was being soft, or maybe you was kind of Uncle Tommy. I didn't see it that way. I saw it more so like you were trying to be diplomatic about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, to each his own. Everybody see things differently. But I think the thing with Andre Ward that you were trying to rein the message clear with him was just basically keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? Because you had that controversial situation that happened with you with Sergey Kovalev.
Sure.
And then Deontay Wilder had the same controversial situation with Tyson Fury. And you were just trying to keep him honest. But it was interesting how he was uncomfortable. And you would think that you would be more uncomfortable. And people were thinking, Andre Ward, check, you know what I'm saying, barbershop conversation. It wasn't. To me, that's not the way I interpreted it. What I interpreted was
the way that you ask the questions, it forced him to have to be defensive. And anytime somebody has to be super defensive, that means it's because they're uncomfortable.
Yeah. And you know what I intentionally did in that interview? I spoke as a black man. I spoke as a black Andre Ward supporter, as a you understand? I was like, fuck, I don't give a fuck who's here. I don't care. And I think at some point Andre Ward and I need, like, it's very, very, I haven't watched that interview. I'm being honest. I've never watched that, because when he said he had a white father, every spirit that I had in me kind of just left, because that wasn't the conversation. The conversation was about, well, you guys know what the conversation was about, and so I wanted to keep it there, but I wanted him to feel, because I'm in my humble opinion, I have to speak for us, right? And I went there to speak for us, and the reason why I kept my composure, one, because I have to get information. Like, if I go there and act like a nigga, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Everybody gonna say, man, at the end of all that shit, man, I wanted more. No, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. If I go there and Eddie Hearn calls me a clown and I call him a clown back and I get kicked out, after y'all say, yeah, that nigga Fred sitting up, but then y'all gonna say, man, I wanted Eddie Hearn to explode. I wanted more information, right? I'd rather be on that side than be like, then explode with him. I'm never gonna explode in an interview. Never. I've been through hell already. I've been through hell. Nigga, I grew up in the crack era. I've been through hell. Like, it ain't interviewing these motherfuckers are easy. Like, it ain't. And I'm not intimidated. I am. See, I'll be honest. I can't beat these niggas up, but I can defend myself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I carry that confidence. Like. Yeah, I know you could beat me up. I know you got faster hands. I know you're a world champion, but I can defend myself. I can catch one punch and run. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to stand there and let you just pounce on me. Like, you know what I mean? I know how to grab your ankles and defend, but it's not even where I want to go. But I said that to intentionally make the point that I'm going to stand my ground. I don't care who you are. I'm going to stand my ground. And we gonna see, and we gonna bat. But getting back to the point, I think Andre Ward and I need to have another interview, because one, I need to let him talk. For y'all, for us, I need to just let him talk, and because he has, I don't care what I'm disappointed in Andre Ward, for real. Like, when I say I'm disappointed, I was so hurt. That ride home, I was sitting, nigga, I had a 7-hour ride home. 7-hour ride home because they closed the 5 freeway. And I'm driving up a mountain. It was 15 degrees when I was driving. 15 fucking degrees. It was hailing. And I'm driving 10 miles an hour up this mountain and around this mountain. And I'm sitting like, God damn, man. Like, I felt really bad, but because I care about him, because I genuinely, because I inherently care about him. It's not because I want to give him a chance, because I inherently care about. He's black. He's a black man. I inherently care about him. I want to give him a chance to speak, and I think the only person that can do it in media is me. Whether he wants to agree with it or disagree with it, I think it's very, very important that he and I have this conversation, and it's going to happen at some point. You know, I don't know. I don't know when and where. I know he has a fight out here August 17th, and I may go to the weigh-in and I might tap him on the shoulder and be like, "War, you want to do an interview?" He's grown man enough to look at me and be like, "Yeah, we need to have this conversation." You know what I mean? I'm not going there to say, "Hey, I won." I want to say we won. I'm not. Listen, at the end, I don't give a fuck about she's single-handed victory. I want us all to fucking win. All 173 motherfuckers in this chat. I need all of us to fucking win. Like for real. It's just who I am instinctively, you know. And I say grab the ankles. Yeah, Southside Deucey. Yeah, nigga. I'm a little nigga. I'm 5'7". So what I'm saying is I want to give Andre Ward that opportunity. The same way I would give someone else the opportunity. Like, finish saying what you got to say. I know we disagreed, and I think Deontay Wilder taught me something a long time ago. I mean, about a year and a half ago. He says you always see two parents arguing, right? You always see two parents arguing, right? and he says,
Mhm.
"You never see them making up, right?"
Yep.
And I thought that was so powerful and so prophetic. And two, I watched Deontay Wilder lean over a chair and shake Tank Davis. I need to do a video on this. I saw
Yep.
Tank Davis. I mean, I saw Deontay Wilder. I saw a picture. I don't know. I just saw a picture on Boxing
Yep. He
Scene or
did that.
something. He leaned over a
He did
chair
that.
and shook Devontae Tank Davis' hand. I was like, what a man he is. He's the baddest
Yeah.
man on the planet. No one can literally beat him up in boxing. If you fight, you can't beat Deontay Wilder up. You know, if you put on gloves and you can't win, right? He's that guy in boxing. So and I thought that was just awfully gracious of him to do that. And when I saw that, it reminded me, we had a 2-hour conversation one night. It was supposed to be an interview, and we just started talking about our parents and how we grew up and all that type of shit. But when I saw that, I was so impressed with that man. And I always get emotional when I see a black man doing what I feel is the right thing. You know, we all grew up different. We all got our different rubrics of character and integrity. But when I saw that 2 Saturdays, was that last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago, I got really emotional because I'm sitting here like damn, I'm carrying all these fucking burdens and shit, and here the baddest man on the planet who can beat everybody up, and he is humble enough to shake Tank Davis' hand when Tank Davis basically called him a bitch or a sissy, whatever. You know, I'm just paraphrasing, but I thought that was awfully gracious of him. You know,
yeah, I mean, he's a different different breed, and I see that with him. I said that before, and I caught a lot of flack because I have like all kinds of different types of subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And I have the ones that I do have that are crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? They just have very controversial ways of thinking and stuff like that. I guess they got issues with the LDBC and all of this other stuff. But, everyone's always known me to be that person that's just like, I welcome all viewpoints, you know what I'm saying? And I'm open to listening because I think everyone has something that they bring to the table, you know? It's just, and I've been told that I'm an LDBC reject and all this other stuff.
Really?
I really didn't understand all of that. To be honest with you, at first, when I first got into just making YouTube videos, I didn't understand all of the boxing communities and all that stuff. That was all confusing to me. I thought everybody was just talking boxing. You know what I mean? Like we were just talking sweet science. And then as I learned how the different, boxing communities work and how LDBC works and all of this other stuff, because I had to like go through a learning phase of that. I understand now why there's all this issue and all this other stuff. And then I came to a conclusion that, when people are doing things and they're, putting themselves in forward motion or in forward progression, you're always going to have haters and trolls that's always going to be there to try to think they know what's going on, but they don't know all the nuances that's surrounding it. And it's so interesting because a lot of my videos, a lot of what I say, when I watch your video or when I watch Blue Blood or whatever else, it lines up a lot. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, okay, I see why they say this or say that, because a lot of what I say falls in line with a lot of what they're saying. So maybe that's what they're thinking. Because of that, I have affiliation. But I'm not a person that feels that, I have to defend myself or I have to clarify or anything. That's just, to me, there's too much energy and waste of time of doing something like that. I just look at it as, you know what I'm saying, if I'm saying a lot of the same things that they're saying, that means that they got their head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? They got their head screwed on right. And I don't see any issues with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see any issues with the message. As long as the message is a positive message and it's a message that's going to move people forward, I don't have any issues. And then a lot of subscribers that I see that, you know what I'm saying, rock with the LDBC or they mess with the community itself, they've been good, loyal subscribers to me, man. I've never had any issues with them. All they do is, they talk boxing, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's cordial. Nobody's like crazy or anything like that. So I've had nothing but, support for, you know what I'm saying, your boxing community, you know what I'm saying? And what you guys represent, because I know that it's deeper than boxing.
No,
you know what I'm saying? And the problem with people is they can't look at the bigger picture and they can't see what you guys are representing. Because like I said, like, they get mad at me because they think, you just talk about you talk well of only, you know what I'm saying, black fighters. And so, okay, so why should I not talk well of black fighters?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's plenty of people that talk well of Mexican community fan base. You know what I'm saying? They talk well of their fighters and stuff like that. So it's an issue for me as a black man to be talking well of black fighters. I mean, that just makes absolutely no sense in my mind. I can't compute that. And that's not even a community thing. That's just a logical, common sense thing. You know what I'm saying? So I watch a lot of your videos. You know what I'm saying? I watch Ticket TV. That's another one of the brothers that I respect. You know what I'm saying? Because especially when it comes to basketball, because we think a lot. We think alike.
And y'all hate LeBron. Y'all niggas hate LeBron.
Yeah, we go win.
Yeah, you need to go on his channel. Y'all niggas, hey, I need to be the third wing because I fucking love LeBron. And y'all be hating on that nigga.
But Ticket is what I am, but on steroids, man.
Yeah.
Extra with it. You know what I'm saying? So I just like the different characters that everybody has, you know what I'm saying, within the community, and I respect it. And, you know, I've done a few live streams with the sis that represents LDBC, Beverly Rose Boxing. You know what I'm saying? I've done a few live streams with her. So,
oh, really? Dope shit.
Oh, yeah, I've done a couple with her. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple collabs and stuff like that. So I've had nothing but good experiences with you guys. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like you got to experience people and you got to be open-minded. You can't be closed-minded and go by one-trick pony narrative that tells you that this is the only way that you should see boxing. That makes absolutely no sense to me. To me, I look at all viewpoints as something that brings value. Now, and with time, I've learned why you guys are now a lot more firmer with people and stuff like that. And I've had to learn how to be like that myself, because when you open a lot of viewpoints, what happens is people then, you know what I'm saying, bring in their disrespect and stuff like that. And then you got to be firm and shut that noise down.
Yeah.
So I've learned with time how to graduate and evolve from that. But I just wanted to say all of that to say that I respect what you guys stand for. I respect your call. You know what I'm saying? And I just want people to know, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're all here because, you know what I'm saying, we love the sweet science, but you guys took it to the next level in doing other stuff besides that. So hats off to you guys for that and respect to you guys for doing that. And me, I'm just a boxing fan that I'm just going to go wherever it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And if it makes sense, why if it ain't broke, why try to fix it? That's my mentality.
Nah, don't reinvent the wheel, make a square. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And if that means that I got to be affiliated with something, then so be it, man. You know, because I'm like, if you watch me long enough to not know that, you know what I'm saying, I have my own way of thinking. It's just that my own way of thinking lines up with a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying? Then it is what it is, man.
Now, we're gonna have fun with you when Anthony Joshua is a week away. Leading into that fight, we're gonna have some fun with you because Ruiz gonna beat the shit out of Anthony Joshua. But I want to get to the super chat. Man, come on, man. Taj Wright, Tej Wright, appreciate you. TEJ, Tej Wright, man, $5 donation at midnight. We appreciate you. Brian Taylor, $2. Appreciate you, man. I can go get my what do you call that shit? My boonies. That's what my uncles used to drink. Boonies.
Boonies.
Yeah, my uncle.
Man, that's old. You just said old school right there.
Yeah. Somebody.
I haven't heard that term since the early 2000s.
I know. Right? How old are you? Mind me asking?
37.
Oh yeah, we're in the same bracket. I'm 41. Yeah. You look young as hell though. You look way young.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Someone asked a question that I wanted to get to, and I thought, someone been to Rusty Spy Goat. You went to Dante's Boxing Nation Hotel in Pattaya, Thailand. How was it, man? Tell us about it. Congratulations to Dante, man. I remember when he posted a video about a year ago about him building a hotel. We used to talk once or twice a week on WhatsApp. I need to shoot him a message and just tell him congratulations, man. Man, that's a beautiful thing, man. He's living his best life in Thailand. You know, head costs $3, pussy costs $7. You know what I mean? So it's like it's you know what I mean? So he's living his best life, dog. And enjoy. I'm not saying he's doing that. I'm just making this show easy on the ears for y'all. But yeah, congratulations to him, man. And you 45, Mark? Damn, damn, 45. Michael Jordan came back with the 4-5. Yeah, man, that was Jay-Z said something like that. I forgot. What's the name of Dante's hotel and restaurant? Oh, it's a restaurant too? Damn, Dante. Damn. Oh yeah, because he's doing Dante's Cooking Nation too. I need to. You know what? Ironically enough, I've never subscribed to that fucking channel. Dante's Cooking Nation. Is that up? I need to make sure. I need to subscribe to that because I know he says it all the time.
Yeah, he said he was going to do that second channel.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Is he really in Thailand?
Yeah, real talk.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
Nah, man.
That's what's up.
You want to wrap up? Priceless. Every time I rap, I'm so off tune. I'm being 100. Yep. Subscribe to DBN Cooking. I'm definitely gonna subscribe to it as soon as I get off, man. I'm really proud of him. Not that he's like my son, but I just left the gym and met. Oh, you just left the gym and met Errol Spence. How was that? You should have told him you was live with me. You could have got 2 more minutes of conversation with him. Man. Keith, well, while you're here, what gym did you leave and what time was it? Tell the story so we can do a video about it. Tell the story.
Oh, what's up, Keisha, man?
Keishel Alexander. Tell the story about you meeting Errol Spence. Everybody want to know. You got all our attention right now. What gym was it? What time? Was it the boxing gym? Was it the weight gym? What was it? Everybody want to know now. Like, come on, you about to get us some videos now. What time was he working out? What was he working out on? Earl is the type of nigga that go at Walmart at 12 o'clock at night all by himself and just chill, just walk up and down the aisles and get what he need and go get his toiletries and all that shit. He's just that type of guy. Tell us about Errol Spence, nigga. We want to know.
Yeah, I want to know too. Because Spence to me seemed like he got a sleepy eye, but he seemed cool. He seemed cool with the sleepy eye.
He got a sleepy eye for real?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes when he's looking at you, you look like he just got up or something like that.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Not like his eyes were sleepy or anything.
Oh, okay.
It's either that or he look like he's a little ticked off. Like he's like, okay, who is this person? But he doesn't. It's not like he means that or he's giving that vibe off. It's just that's what I get from him.
Oh, real talk.
Cool, he seem authentic, but it's just sometimes he seem bothered.
Yeah. Oh, you met him at 24-Hour Fitness. What time was it at? The reason why I'm asking what time is so people can know what time he's working out. Sam Perkins. Yeah, they called him Sleepy. Sam Perkins.
Wow.
Yeah, I met Earl. I chopped it up with him here in LA at LAX when the Charlos fought out here at USC. Yeah, a couple years. That was a J-Rock fight. Even I was there. I covered that fight. Yeah, man. Earl's always. I was gonna tell a story about Earl. I forgot, but I'll tell another one. Earl, one time we were in Hard Rock Hotel, the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, and a nigga just pulled up beside me and talked to me for like an hour, and I was meeting some subscribers, and he just took pictures with him and just hung out with him. I said, this nigga's he's a champion of the world. This nigga just hanging out with me and shit. I was like, damn, all right, that's cool. You know, I just left the gym and met Errol Spence. Yeah. What else you got to say? He took a picture with me at like 11:57 at night. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's dope, man. I'm definitely. So he's in the gym getting stronger. That's dope, man. I'm glad he's working because I know Sean Porter is working, so I know Errol Spence is working. That's good. So that gives us some great motivation. That gives all the Errol Spence fans reason to say, yeah, we going to put $10 more on him. You know what I mean? Any more questions in the chat before we get the hell out of here?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a shaved ice machine, man. I can't wait to fucking go get a shaved ice right now. I'm like craving that.
Oh man, when did you buy that shaved ice machine?
Man, that shit is. I bought it for $150 on Amazon. That shit.
That's
about a month and a half ago because it keeps my weight down. You know what I mean? Like instead of going and getting all these sweets and pastries, I just go make a shaved ice, and it's full of calories, so I piss and sweat that shit out real quick. Spence beats Crawford, $2. Brian Taylor. I agree. He beats him up. He beats him
that's
up.
what's up. Yeah, it's interesting you said that because I bought a slushy machine. It does like a combination of stuff. You can make like your own homemade ice cream and all that stuff. And I paid the same amount for it. It was like $149 on Amazon. So yeah, and it does everything. I mean, it can make your own margarita. You can do your own slushy. You can do your own ice cream. I mean, you can do your own whatever with it. So you really control and dictate what you put in there.
Hey, Keishel, if you could send me the picture, I'll make a video on it tomorrow. Send it to my DM as a message. Silent Heroes, SILENTHEROS. And you can.
So what's the Silent Heroes all about?
Oh, Silent Heroes is a term I heard President Obama use. Brian, oh yeah, I said that. And he says there's millions of silent heroes here in America, and I coined that phrase. And I used to do a lot of good deeds and never talk about it. Never ever talked about it. Never in a million years, right? And then around about a year and a half ago, I'm not, and you guys might have picked that up on my YouTube channel. I just started being open and being very confident about the things that I do in the community and things I do for people. Is two, one, because the narrative of the black man in our society. So I think that I think we need to change that narrative and the narrative of the black man and all that. So I've so for like 38 years I was a silent hero. I would do a whole bunch of shit, you know what I mean? And now I think if we can talk about our cars, our jewelry, and how much money we have, we can definitely talk about us helping one another, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So that's where the silent heroes come from. It came from a President Obama speech, and I fell in love with it because I was a school teacher for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Keishel said he damn near fell off the treadmill when he saw him.
What grade did you teach in school?
Every level of my last 3 years was at high school.
Okay.
Keishel, how much he weigh you think when you saw him? He's 8 weeks out. He ain't cutting weight yet. There's no reason for him to cut weight yet. He's probably just naturally losing weight. So he's probably like 168 right now.
Yep.
167 somewhere in there. He's chilling.
Yeah, that's what I would give him. Yeah, I like the new version of Spence. I don't like him going in the 180s. I don't like that. I like the new version now, where he stays in the high 160s, low 170s. I like that because it's easier to cut the weight from that point to 147 than from 180. Because he was looking extra big when he was standing next to Mikey Garcia in that first.
Remember that shit?
Man.
Remember that shit?
He looked huge.
And they intentionally made them stand apart because they didn't want to show the size difference so people would buy the pay-per-view. I thought that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that too.
Yeah, you got to have patience dealing with them kids, man. It was a joy though. Our likes finally superseded our people in the chat, but that's gonna change. Anyway, yeah, man. So Keishel, send me that picture and I'll do a video on it. Shout you out and send it to my DM so I can download it. It's easier to download. Or you can send it to my here. Oh, I forgot I can type too. You can email it to me. You can email it to me. Or yo, Fred, will you be flying? Hell no, I ain't going to Saudi Arabia. Hell no, nigga. I smoke weed every day. No, I don't smoke. But I'm just I'm just fucking with it, man. I ain't going nowhere where they wear hoods, man. Oh, that's not a good joke. But yeah.
You got that Floyd Mayweather thing going on. You don't drink, you don't smoke.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I work. I don't. His weight is going down. Yeah, it is going down. So, any last word? He knows his sports, man. Go subscribe to this channel. We about to hit the 3. Man, we got to hold on for 5, man. At least we can let this motherfucker. Spence probably 154. He ain't no 154 right now, nigga. Hell no. I wouldn't want him that low. That's too low.
Nah.
You definitely too. I heard you have to be invited. You got to be invited to Saudi Arabia.
Sean Porter's 156. There's no way Spence 154.
Yeah.
No, I don't need him 154 right now.
Yeah.
I think you should be in the 150s at least about 2 weeks away. Maybe a little under. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little under, maybe a week and a half away from the fight. But that if you go any more than that, then that's crazy.
Dope. Send it to me as a message, Keisha. I'm definitely gonna do a video on it tomorrow, and I'm gonna shout you out because it's so important that we humanize these fighters. You know what I mean? It's so important that some little girl in Arkansas, because she's gonna get a chance to see him one time and one time only. He's gonna be at the airport, and she's gonna be at the airport, or he's gonna be transitioning to a restaurant, going to do a speaking engagement in North Carolina, and they're gonna be like, oh shit, that's Errol Spence. So I think that the more we humanize these fighters, and since Errol Spence has a fight coming up, he's definitely more polarizing. But I think the more we humanize these fighters, I think the more accessible and the more they're appreciated, because now they're just gladiators, you know. Your grandma thinks boxing is so barbaric. You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing? They fighting? Fred, can you upload some of your old basketball training videos you have? You were naming some high school level guys you brought up in the past. Man, we didn't have smartphones back then, dog. We didn't have smartphones. Like, I don't even know, like,
say that again.
Nah, if we had smartphones, I would have all that shit on record. All them pro athletes I trained. You know what I mean? My shit would be dumb right now, but we didn't have smartphones then. We didn't. It wasn't sexy to have an iPhone 38, you know what I mean? Or an Android 24, 45, 67. You know what I mean? But I don't even know if I have any video footage, man. You know, I didn't even take pictures with the people that I trained. Can you believe that shit? None of them. I trained Master P, Lil Romeo, DeMar DeRozan, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, all them niggas. Brandon Jennings, all them niggas.
How long were you doing the training work for? Personal training.
Russell Westbrook's wife. Like, it's just, oh man, she was a hell of a basketball player out of the Inland Empire. Shit, I would say I did it for about 10 years. Oh wow! It was my supplemental income that turned into a full-time job. You know what I mean? And thank you, Keishel. I'm definitely gonna do a video on that, because people need to see how cool Errol Spence is. You know what I mean? At midnight, because people because more people in
Houston. You need to do that, because he's starting to become. I mean, he's nowhere near that level, but he's starting to become in this conundrum catch-22 like Deontay Wilder, where he's polarized so much.
Yeah. And
you probably gonna need to humanize him, because he is getting a lot of flack, a lot of unfair flack for no damn reason. I just don't understand these people. And that's why I say these fanboys, man, they really are off the charts, man. Really. I don't think I've ever seen fanboyism this bad. In any time that I've been following boxing. This is probably the worst.
Yeah. I'm glad. You make Errol look short as hell, Keisha. You make Errol look like, hey, that's probably the best picture Errol could take right now. You know what I mean? Errol look little as hell compared to you. He gonna scare. Hey, this picture gonna scare. This picture gonna scare the shit out of Sean Porter's camp.
Oh yeah.
I took a double take. He took a picture. A friend of mine wanted an autograph. I had to wait till he was done running, but he signed it. Errol looks strong too, nigga. That's dope as hell, man. Y'all some kings out there, man. We hit the 3-hour mark, though. We can get off this motherfucking live chat right now. I appreciate all y'all niggas. I'm gonna give Keisha the last words, man. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, man. You guys are simply amazing. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And he knows his sports. Go subscribe. That nigga got a fucking 100 video countdown to Errol Spence, Sean Porter, dog. Y'all got his title. Hey, his titles are funny as hell, dog. You had to use that Kodak 110 back then. Yeah, I had to use that Kodak 110 back then. Yeah, dog. Nigga, I had a Polaroid, motherfucker, not a Polaroid, nigga. But anyways, man. Go ahead and close us out, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man, and thanks for inviting me onto this stream. You know, and again, I'm here for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? If you have me again,
now let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and I'm just here to just talk boxing, man, and just basically enjoy everyone and enjoy the experience. So yeah, I'm down for the next time you willing to do this. Let's do it again, and and then we could just grow together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, appreciate
like you said, let's build. So I'm here to build.
Appreciate you, King. Love y'all. We out, man. I'm not going to bed, but I'm about to fucking relax like I'm going to get this shaved ice like a motherfucker, man. Hey, I'm about to sign out, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all have a good night, man.
All right, you too. Peace.
Right. Appreciate you, King. Yep.
You too as well.
All right, thank you. Yep.